Hebrew Israelites come out every week to let our people know who you inwardly call Jesus Christ and God are going to slay their chosen people. Okay, which are the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the confusion of faces that have the same spirit through their father line. All right, we're going to start first by giving all praise and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Arukapadash.
Double honor to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone as well. And greetings, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect, those that give their life as a living sacrifice to God and earn their salvation. All right? Now, to be clear about what I just said, he's not only going to save all of you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, but the elect of you, okay? Not everybody can make it, because 2/3 of the people right here on this sign are wicked as hell, just as wicked as the wicked that the Bible speaks of, the Edomites.
That's right.
All right? They're just as bad. But if you do come to present yourself before the Lord, you have to know that there's certain things that are going to happen in your life. There's certain things that you have to do, and you have to be tested in this thing, okay? To prove that you are of a higher quality, of inner being, of a higher spirit, to earn your salvation. Go ahead with Sirach 2, brother. You have something right now?
Holy Spirit.
Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
If you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. What does that generally mean? It generally means that you're going to have certain things that are going to happen to you when you present yourself in truth and sincerity before the Lord. Okay? Before Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. That's the true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and Yahushua is who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Jesus and God don't get it done. All right? They don't require much of you. Show up on Sundays, sing happy songs, and pay your tithes. But Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua requires you every day of your life to be a better person in His ways.
That's right.
All right? And that's what it takes to survive, to earn your salvation from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 2. Set thy heart aright.
Get your mind right. Go ahead.
And constantly endure.
Get your mind right that you're going to go through some stuff. You're going to have to endure some hard times to be tried to make sure that you deserve to be in this thing. Because everything, Sirach is at 9 or is that 11? 11 and like 25. Prosperity is
Oh yeah, con.
Then prosperity is, right up in there. Yeah, bring it in, son, bro.
So Sirach chapter 11.
Start with you.
Sirach 11 and 25. In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction.
When things is going good, you forget about the times that you had hard times. You forget about the times when things wasn't going right, when you had to endure some hard things in the world. All right? Go ahead.
And in the day of affliction, there is no remembrance of prosperity.
And when you're going through tough times, you don't remember how good things used to be. You don't understand that there was a balance to it. Okay? Because you wouldn't recognize that you were going through hard times if you never had good times, and vice versa. All right? Well, at the end of the day, we go through hard things, but at the same time, within this truth, there's a lot of good that happens unto you. Being able to have your faith built up, being able to know the answers and know the future through the prophecies. That's an advantage that most of the world may never know until it's too late. Once it's too late, Lord willing, we're chosen of the elect. We'll be safely where we need to be in that strong tower. Where everybody else, I got you, brother, where everybody else will be caught in the middle of the trap. Go with it, bro.
This is Proverbs 1 and 28. Because the brother brought in the script of basically Zechariah. We was talking about Zechariah 13 and 8. We're going to talk about the 1/3 verse 29. This is Proverbs 1 and 28. Yep. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early.
Those that didn't hide themselves within Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and that wisdom are going to be caught out there, and then they're going to try to seek the Lord, and He's not going to be found. But us ahead of time, before all of this happens, are getting the warning through prophecy, which prophecy means something that's said before it actually happens, meaning like a warning. When you get the warning, guess what? Now you're ahead of what's going on. Now you can prepare yourself to be okay, or to endure or withstand the things that are coming.
They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me, for that they hate.
They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Go to Amos 8 and 11, Bible show.
It's the book of Amos 8 and 11, and it reads, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord.
Yeah, one day you people gonna realize you're not just gonna walk by and say, hey, aren't y'all the Hebrew Israelites? And then keep it moving. You're gonna wanna stop and ask questions. And one day, a lot of you people gonna come out here because things are going so bad, you're gonna wanna stop and ask questions. Or you're gonna come out here looking to ask questions, but we're not gonna be here. It's gonna be too late. Because that one time you walked by and you seen us here, you knew we was out here, but when you really felt that you needed it in that day of affliction, when you need the answers, we're not gonna be here, because when you walk by in your day of prosperity, you didn't stop and ask questions about the day of affliction that's coming upon us. All right? Go ahead, bro.
It's continuing, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east.
They're going to wander from sea to sea. They're going to wander everywhere, trying to find where the men of the Lord at to get the answers about how to escape the afflictions that's going on in these times. At that time, will the men of the Lord be known who are the chosen, because they'll be dwelling safely in the bad time. All right? Where they won't need to ask questions. They're going to already know the answers, because they had the answer out of the book before the days came. Real quick, I don't know what you got. What you got?
I got it.
Go ahead. If somebody can grab Ecclesiastes 12.
Yeah, 12. Yeah, I was thinking the
I
same
need that
thing.
first. I don't know what you got, but I need it.
It's Ecclesiastes 12 and 1.
Yeah.
Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come nigh.
Now's the time to remember the Creator in the days where you're young enough to do something about it before the evil days come.
Young enough spiritually.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Young enough spiritually before you're fully set in your ways and you can't do nothing about it. Where you're just stuck. Like, oh well, I'm on dialysis now. I'm so old. I've been doing all the wrong things. I know. You're right. Well, don't worry about what we're doing. You drive the car, dummy.
Devil.
And see, that stuff like that is minor. That dude gonna remember this day.
Yeah.
That was a devil. They're supposed to do it.
Old demon.
Well, in the days of thy youth, when the evil days come down, you want to get yourself prepared spiritually before it's too late. Okay?
It's Isaiah 55 and 6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found.
Because right now, the days of mercy are still open. Now's your chance to enter into that door and find your mercy, or hope that you're worthy of mercy. Because the days are going to come where that door is going to be shut to protect those that are within that door from all the perils that are coming, from all the evil and bad times that are coming.
Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near.
Call upon him while he's near. And how is he near? Because he's dwelleth in where 2 or 3 or more gathered in his name. And where do you find those? They're on most of the street corners across America. In these inner cities, all over the internet, the World Wide Web, and scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth. You can find the Lord there, okay? Plenty of places to find Yahweh Bar Shem Yahushua. Go ahead, bro.
Got this back in Ecclesiastes 12 and 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come nigh, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no more pleasure in them.
Yeah, before you say I have no more pleasure into, it's too late. You already got the RFID microchip implanted in you, which is the mark of the beast. Because once it's planted in you, there's no need for you to want this word. It's too late. It's a wrap for you. Okay? And that's just one scenario of it. All right, now we got a bunch of them, so let's go with what you got.
Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord.
That's right.
And put not off from day to day.
Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. Hey, don't wait, man. Don't stall. Because everything that can happen can pop off in less than a week. Okay? And how much works do you have to prove that you deserve to be saved by Yahweh Hashem Yahushua? Right? So don't put up, you need every moment to prove your faith. And this ain't a thing of sideshow where you can just, hey, see, Lord, I'm gonna do this. No. You gotta actually prove by the things that he say you gotta do. You gotta feed his lambs, like he told Peter. You gotta get store up your treasures in heaven where moth and rust do not corrupt. Okay? How do you do that? With good works, proving your faith. Go ahead, bro.
For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed.
Because suddenly the wrath of the Lord shall come, and your security, what does it say about security? I got you. About security, what does it say?
For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed.
And in your security, when you didn't see it coming, you didn't hear the prophecy, you ignored the prophecy, it was going to come and take you as a thief in the night, going to catch you unawares. Okay? That's the beauty, that's one of the comforts that we have from the Comforter. That we see things, or we're told things are coming before they happen. Okay? And we can see how it's lining up. You want to say something?
I was just gonna say something about it said in the days of your security.
Yep.
Your security is basically when you in your most comfortable state.
Yep.
You're careless because you don't have a care that there's something evil or drastic that can happen. You know?
You're in the time of your prosperity. So
Yeah, man.
you're at ease.
Yeah. You know? So a lot of our people, they're gonna die in their security. They think that they're secure in this society because they got all the different luxuries here, a lot of dainties here. You got riches here. You got everything is convenient for you.
Yep.
You got a outstanding military.
Yep.
So that's what keeps these people in that secure, careless mentality here, man. But hey, 9/11 showed you the opposite real quick.
Right.
Route 91 showed you that real quick.
Yep.
Okay? Things can pop off in any instance. Okay? So that's why it's important to turn back to the Lord now, man. And not only just turn to him, you gotta turn back to him with a full assurance of your heart, man.
Right.
Faith. It's back on.
It's just the last verse. I'm going to start from for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed, and perish in the day of vengeance.
And perish in the day of vengeance. You're going to get caught up in that vengeance. You had something right now? Go ahead.
Hosea 5:15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense.
Hey, he ain't gonna deal with you till you acknowledge your offense unto him. To acknowledge that he is, and a rewarder of them that diligently seek him, as well as a rewarder of evil upon those that he has vengeance and indignation for. Okay? To acknowledge that he is the power of the earth until you seek him wholeheartedly. Yeah, bro.
And seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early.
In your affliction, you're gonna seek him early. You're gonna wanna, hey, what was that name he said? Was it Yahuwah? Was it Jehovah? What? You're gonna try to find it, and it's gonna be stripped from you. You're gonna be able, some gonna be able to remember the name and call on him, and he gonna say, "Get away from me! I never knew you, you worker of iniquity." Okay, so you gotta really watch how you're walking, especially in the straight gate, because when you come to serve the Lord, it's a straight gate that's coming. You still in Sirach 2? You found it? Got it.
It's Baruch 4:28. For as it was your mind to go astray from Yahweh, so being returned, seek him 10 times more.
Yeah, so now you gotta seek him 10 times more. Just as we walked in the ways of the world before, and we see the error in our ways when we heard about this truth, now we gotta seek him 10 times more, returning unto him. Think about it, if you had a woman and she did something that you didn't like, but then she came back onto you really pleading with you like, no baby, it's gonna be better. She just just trying to make you feel right, you more inclined if she come 10 times more versus just saying, no, man, let's be back together, but I ain't gonna do nothing different. No, you gotta give your whole all unto it, hoping that you're chosen by that man to be with that man. Well, that's us. We're the Most High God's woman trying to get back with him. We done went out and cheated on him. Somebody get Jeremiah. Jeremiah 3. Let's start at the top. Actually, Hosea will work also.
This is Jeremiah 3 at the top. And it reads, come on. It's 3. They say if a man put away his wife, and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again?
Keep going.
Shall not that man be greatly polluted?
Shall not that woman be greatly polluted? We're polluted with all types of idols and false beliefs and all types of foods and abominable things. But we want to come back to Yahweh in our still defiled state. No, you gonna have to clean yourself up and show 10 times more that you want to be with him.
Like today, for example, we got our people, celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Don't even know where the history came from. They just do it because it's a American philosophy or whatever.
Yep.
Not knowing that the Passover in a few days, man.
Right.
We're gonna celebrate the Passover.
Yep.
Only the elect men gonna celebrate the Passover in righteousness, man.
Right.
See, so these people in Babylon, aka America, got their priorities screwed up, man.
Right.
Yep.
Nor do they want to get out of it. They like being in that sleep state of mind. They like being in the ways of the world where everybody's high-fiving and let me buy you a drink, you don't look drunk enough and all of that spirit. This ain't the spirit that we're supposed to be in. We can have a drink, but we're supposed to remain sober-minded at all times. You good?
Back in Egypt when, the children of Israel, like, we don't want to hear Moses anymore. We want to speak to the Most High himself.
Right.
So the Most High came down, and they say, no, we want to deal with Moses now, man.
Yeah.
Because fucking earthquakes and
Lightning, thunder,
all that shit happening. What happened? What happened when they wanted to deal with Moses again? They went back to that same bullshit.
Yep.
So it don't matter if the Most High come down right now and tell you to get straight. It don't matter, man. You still gonna go back to doing your bullshit.
But you have to have it, right, bro. But you have to have it in your mind that you know what, I want this, so I'm gonna seek him 10 times more. Don't it say in the book of Revelation, knock at the door,
Yep.
and he will answer, sup with you?
Yep. That's Revelations 3 and 20.
Yep.
I believe.
But the action was you have to take the first step. Now he'll call you, but once he calls you, guess what? You still gotta go up to the door and knock at him. You have more?
And to see the Most High, he's always been long suffering with Jacob.
Yep.
Because like it says in 2 Peter, the Lord, he wants you to come back to repentance, man. He's not willing that all should perish, but that they shall come to a repentance.
Yep.
Why should the Lord have to kill you, man? So the Lord always gave it out for Jacob to reflect and understand, acknowledge their transgressions, and come back with a sorrowful mind to seek him.
Yep.
But Israel always did that, but then they will reside right back to their bullshit, man. Like the brother said. See, Israel, every time, in order for Jake to actually get serious, they need the Most High to stick a heavily foot knee deep in their ass, man.
Right.
He always had to put a foot in Israel's ass for them to actually take the Lord serious, man. That's the only time Jacob actually try to get right, man, and try to seek the Heavenly Father, man.
To tie it into the time of Egypt, right before Moses delivered Israel out, what was going on? Pharaoh decided, you know what? I'm gonna make them serve with rigor. So they was being afflicted of having to work even harder and harder and harder. And then, but what did Jake do? The more they served for Pharaoh harder, Jake sought comforts of the world. Okay? To the Most High pulled them out of Egypt. Well, you can't seek for comforts in the world. That ain't going down. He ain't just gonna give you. You got a question? Go ahead. You got a scripture? What you got?
John 2:15 says, "Love not the world, the things I
Which that goes right in line.
1 John, yeah.
Because what it's going to end up telling you in there is that the world, in fact, it's in the book of John, the world will love its own. The world will accept you, but the Most High, I don't try not to get away with that.
What's that? James 4:4. Christian, what the world is given to the Most High.
He got it all.
Read that one first.
Go ahead.
It's
John. Don't go right with it.
John 17 and 14. I've given them thy word, and the world hath hated them because they are not of the world,
Talking about his men of the Lord. Go ahead.
even as I am not of the world. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world.
You can't be locked into what's going on with the trends of society and in the world. You have to be separate from those things. You have to be holy. Okay, meaning not meaning separate, but also being on a higher level of having a higher standard that you're living by. You can't be separate and lower. You want to be separate and higher. Okay, and the way that's going to teach you to be higher or better is through the words of Yahweh Shemi outside. There's more. Okay, go ahead, bro.
This is 1 John 15. Love not the world. 2 and 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world,
don't love the world, neither the things in the world. All the trends that the world is set up today are set up to destroy you and to distract you from the higher power, from the time that we're living in, the time of prophecy, the time of evil that's being set up before you. Go ahead. I want you to read down a little bit.
for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world.
But the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but of the world. Okay? The Father's not going to love you if you're tied into those things. He loves when you're tied into Him. Then you deal with the world through His Spirit. You don't deal with Him through the spirit of the world. That's what the Catholic and Christian and all these other religions will guide you to believe. That'll have you out there thinking homosexuality is okay for society, but then you go to church and the pastor's cool with it too. You can eat pork and Jesus died for our, I gotta say it the way I say it now, right? Jesus died so we can sin. When you say He died for our sins, you're really saying He died so we can sin. But that's nothing further from the truth than that. Okay? He died so we would have a chance to stop sinning. All right? It's more accurate. I think there's one more verse.
And the world passeth away and the lust thereof, but he that does the will of Yahweh abideth forever.
Yep. If you do the will of Yahweh, you're immortal and you abide forever. Okay? If He chooses you to be of His elect, but you have to be separate. You have to. That's part of giving Him 10 times more, seeking Him 10 times more. Taking yourself away from the world. That's part of preparing your soul for temptation and your mind and setting your mind right. Okay. Go back into Sirach 2. You got something?
Real quick, since you just mentioned that. This is Romans chapter 12 and verse 2. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good, that acceptable and perfect will of the Most High.
I think that's pretty plain. You know, that's important to know. Read that one more time. It's a lot, right? I'm gonna watch the finger slip right past it too.
Right.
Yeah, this is one of the commandments right here for an Israelite man. Come out and prophesy to the world.
Yep.
That the evil day is coming, man.
It's Romans 12 and 2. And be not conformed to this world.
Don't try to fit in with the world. Fit in with me, and I'll show you how to be in the world, but not of the world. Right?
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind,
The renewing of your mind is to set your heart right, to get your mind right to what's coming and to what I require of you. Okay, go ahead.
That you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High.
That you may prove what is acceptable of the Most High, that perfect will of the Most High. You have to prove it.
Another quick read.
Yep.
So 1 Peter 4:1.
Yep.
For as much then as Yahushua have suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind.
Arm yourself with the same ways like mine. Same like mine, right? If you think about when he walked the earth, what was he doing? Everybody that was conformed to the world would go with whatever the Pharisees said, or whatever what the Romans said, or before that, taking on the Greek customs and everything else. No problem.
Well, you have the circumcision, the Pharisees, they were into the praise of men. They was into lord over other men, doing what the Gentiles do, being hypocrites. It was basically about vainglory with the Pharisees. The Israelite foreigners, the uncircumcision, they were in that Greco-Roman life, man. You know, being a bunch of freaks, you know, eating swine's flesh, you know, sacrificing to these idols, you know. So Jakes that was coming in through Yahushua, which he's the way and the life, you have to basically put off that old man and be renewed in the spirit by being born again through the word of Yahushua.
Right.
Okay, and that's what changes you. Basically, your mind changes when you come into this.
Yeah,
man.
that's why
you ain't thinking like these niggas and the people that you grew up with in the world, because they're still accustomed to the fashions of this life, man, this world, man. All right. I don't know if y'all had a read, but I still have more on this. That goes. Go ahead, bro.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 23. And be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that you put on the new man.
That you put on a new man. And like who was that got simple?
Talking about
Nicodemus? Yeah, Nicodemus.
Yeah.
How can you go back into the womb and be born again? No, you have to spiritually be born again. You have to start as a newborn babe, spiritually and mentally. And that will build you up. You can't go back and Benjamin Button type shit. You have to be renewed in your spirit. You need to start over and learn the righteous ways from a humble child, and not from a man that think he know it all already.
Desire sincere meat. Milk, yeah.
This 1 Peter 2:2. As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word.
Hey, because the sincere milk is the easy stuff. Start with the easy stuff and figure that part out and master that. Then you'll be able to grow from that point on into heavier topics. If you know you're an Israelite, you can figure out what tribe you're from. You know the name of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. You know what the duties are. You know what the doctrine is. You can pretty much you set in yourself the ways. Okay, I gotta read and study this book now until forever. I've set this up in myself. So now let me go and get the information and set it within myself to the best of my ability.
You gotta fully commit.
Fully commit. Once you know I'm in this thing and I know the basics, now you can begin to grow from there. Like a baby, a newborn baby, what do they know? They know that all I know is when this woman whip her titty out, I eat and I feel better after. You know, so this is the titty that we gotta suck from. But we gotta get this milk from it and grow. And then okay, now I'm sucking from the titty a little while later, now I'm still hungry, something ain't right. So you know, okay, I gotta start adding a little cereal, a little more substance to it until you continue growing, until you become a full age, you got it.
So 2 Timothy 3:15. And that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith, which is in Yahushua Mashiach.
There it is. Because from a newborn babe, you grow up in this thing that'll make you wise with this word until you earn your salvation through faith of Yahushua Mashiach.
Faith is a gift.
That's right.
Yep.
No matter how little it is, you have to understand that if you water that, it can grow into a big tree.
That's right.
You know, something that can't be uprooted, which is the point that you want. No matter what kind of, think about the big trees and that being heavy, and it's heavy wooded areas. There's winds and storms that come through there, but they don't uproot every tree because they're rooted they're fully rooted in their belief and in their structure where they're built that way.
That's that parable of the seed that fell on stony.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's why it's also important that you learn this thing in your youth.
Yeah.
Because like it tells you in Proverbs, train up a child in the way that he should go. And when he gets older, he will not depart from it.
Yep.
Yeah, you get real old coming in this truth, you gotta, you got that old bottle.
Yeah.
That old bottle mindset.
You gotta basically unlearn. That's pretty
it's
hard
hard.
for a lot of older people because they're set in their ways.
And not that it can't be done, but it's just harder.
Right.
You have a lot. You have to think about it. You grew your whole life. Now you got to erase pretty much everything you knew. When you're a younger man, it's not that hard because you at some point you come down, you realize I don't know a lot. So I just erase what I thought I knew and I'll start fresh. But when you're older man, like no, I know this. I know you think you know some things.
Yeah, we're saying statistically speaking.
Yep.
Because the Most High, He has mercy. He has mercy.
Right. Hey, just to give an example, you have Timothy. His father was a Greek. Now you can't tell me that before Timothy woke up to the faith that he wasn't practicing the same Greco customs and traditions that his father had in him. But you know what? His mother was a believer. Oh, she was a believer, so she had him training up. So it was kind of like conflicted in the household, but she was still under the order of. She still had to reverence her husband, but he was an unbeliever. He was set in his ways. Why? Because his foreparents, they left that tradition and that custom, and the fact that they lived in those Greek provinces. All they knew was the Hellenist way.
Yeah.
Just like
going back to the history, how we was Hellenized, we were forced into that way of life. We got our heritage beat out of us back then. You read the Maccabees, man. And that went on for 400 years until the Lord was on the scene, man. So that's a long time. And that's pretty much why you see a lot of Jake today in America so Americanized with that Western mentality is because it was beaten into them. And they was spoon-fed it. They was trained up in a way of Western civilization, which really goes back to the so-called white man Esau. Okay, so it's hard for them to undo these different tenets and ideologies that was planted in their brain coming up in this society. Man, it starts real young, real early. Kindergarten, preschool.
The first images of TV, your first images of memory are your parents either being in the world, and you start seeing what they're doing. The babies have first birthday, they have their first Christmas, and so on and so forth. How do you untrain that?
Yeah, right.
It's hard to untrain those type of things when you've been raised up that way.
And Jake don't want to break that cycle. It goes from generation on.
And that was the thing I was gonna say was so think about it when you look at the ways of the world, and they're a lot easier and more convenient and more accepted by everybody else in the world, but you have to go away from that to be some weird out of the box way that you never heard of before.
You're gonna be ostracized.
You'll be ostracized, but guess what? You are not of the world, but I've chosen you out of the world. Okay? That's what that really means for you Christians.
Because as the brother was reading in Sirach, the 2nd chapter, and when it says you're gonna be tried and refined as gold is tried, that's pressure, man. When you're not abiding or doing the things as everybody around you, it puts a different type of pressure on you. And pressure does what? It either breaks people or it makes diamonds. And the elixir or the diamonds we know everything earth, man.
Precious jewels.
That's right.
Yep. Somebody has something now?
I was still in 1 Peter. Yeah, backing up 1 Peter 4:1, it says, "For as much then as Yahushua have suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind, for he that hath suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin."
He that suffers in the flesh, you stay away from those lusts. What are those lusts? The same thing the brother read in 1 John, the 2nd chapter. The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life. You stay away from those things, and you can cease from sin. That's the beginning of how you cease from sin.
It's the same mind, right? We all speak the same thing, man. You got guys getting together with other guys,
Believers,
called the unity camp. They believe in different things, man. Scripture say how Y'all can walk together except they be agreed.
That's right.
You know? You gotta have the same doctrine.
It says, verse 2, that he should know that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of the Most High.
And that's the hardest thing for a lot of you people to do. And the older you get, it gets harder and harder. But you gotta take away, you gotta mortify therefore your members upon earth, meaning cut off the feeling of your body and the feeling of your mind or whatever, and roll and start to rule your body with your spirit. But you have to angle your spirit into your
I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people, their judgments is clouded by their own emotions.
Yep.
Jake live with their emotions on their sleeve.
Yep.
And your emotions are attached to your flesh.
Right.
That's a fleshly matter, man. That's why we're not to live by the flesh, but by the spirit, man. Because your emotions can get you put to death.
Hey, what do they say emotions are? What do people call their emotions? Feelings. That's just another word for emotion is feelings. What do you feel? You feel with your flesh. And then your flesh will tell you, or send the receptors up to tell your mind what it thinks.
Exactly.
How to interpret what's going on. But if you see with your spirit first, you may not think about fire looks dope. Like you might want to grab it, but you burn your hand up. You know? But if you see with your mind, like I don't know what that is, I better not. Matter of fact, my mind is telling me to get close and see what happened before just reaching out for it. You got something?
Nah, I got a piece of art. This is 2 Timothy 3:22. But also youthful lust, but follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace with them that call on the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, out of a pure heart, but foolish and unlearned questions avoid.
I'm gonna say this to you. Start reading this slower so the words can be more pronounced, and then we can interject a little bit and break that in between. We start that one more time.
This is 2 Timothy 3:22. But also youthful lust.
Youthful lust. What is a youthful?
Flee
Youthful lust. What is a youthful lust? The things that you did as a child that you like because you can't sit there as a kid and just eat candy all damn day. That's not what an adult or responsible person would do. You gotta, you need some protein, you need some vegetables with vitamins, and you need a balance. You need plenty of water. You need a balance. But a kid, if you let a kid be in his own pride and his own lust, what he gonna do? He's just gonna eat whatever tastes good to him. Cheetos all goddamn day or whatever. All right, go ahead, bro.
Knowing that they do gender strifes, and the servant of the Lord must not strive.
Say that one more time. That they made what? That they gender strifes. Keep going.
That they do gender strife, and the servant of the Lord must not strive, but the gentle unto all men have to teach patience and meekness and instruction.
You gotta be apt to teach. It's telling you the characteristics of what a man of the Lord would be when he's not serving his body or serving sin, when he's finally maturing in the spirit. You gotta be apt to teach 1 to 8. That don't mean go out and run and teach everybody the deep mysteries of the Bible. But if they got their mouth open like they hungry for the word, they hungry for knowledge, guess what? Throw them, spoil them a little bit. If they enjoy that, spoil them a little bit more. And if they can digest more than that, keep feeding them that way. It's a way that you learn to do that. But you have to be apt to want to do that. You have to be ready to instantaneously deliver that to somebody if they're hungry for it.
And the servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle unto all men, after teach patience and meekness, instructing those that oppose themselves, if Yahweh be
peradventure
will give them repentance to the acknowledging of the truth.
It is right there. That you do all these things, that he'll peradventure give you acknowledgement in what it say? What is the word he said just now? The last couple of words of the verse.
He'll grant you repentance.
That he will grant you repentance.
Yeah, he'll grant you repentance.
And that. But what does that mean? That means now you have to turn back away from that. Turn back away from the world. Turn back away from sin. Okay? To mingle there no more in.
And how you do that? In 2 Timothy 3 and 15, it says, study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, right, shunning profane and vain babblings.
Right. You got to get away from all that BS. The world will teach you, or the churches will teach you a bunch of BS about how to honor God and how to praise Him. But no, you got to really want to go into this and study to show thyself approved, not to the congregation, not to your mother, your father, your neighbor, your husband, or wife, or whoever, but unto the Most High God Himself, that He'll be approved and He'll share that spirit unto you. You got something?
And it's Colossians 3, verse 10.
I gotta go back.
And have put on the new man,
Yep.
which is renewed in the knowledge after the image of Him that created
That
him.
is renewed in the knowledge. So when you put on the new man is renewed in the knowledge of Yahweh Shem. But he don't only just, what did Bruce Lee say? It sounds like it's out the Bible, kind of how he said it. Knowing is not enough, one must apply. So when you get the knowledge of this book, now you have to apply it. Okay, you still have to apply the wisdom that's in this book, okay? Knowing is not enough. You can know that there's, you can know anything. You can know all of the math and all the calculations of the earth, but if you can't apply it, it's no good at you. All right?
Colossians 3 and 10, and have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of Him that created him, where there is neither Greek nor Jew, circumcision nor uncircumcision.
Because it's all about the Israelite seed line, not about the flesh, not about the customs that you had before you came in. When you go in the book of Acts, there's people in all different languages and customs that came to Jerusalem that begin to catch the Holy Spirit. Why? Because they were Israelites through the spirit of their fatherland that was scattered throughout the other lands that they came from. Okay, go ahead, bro.
Where there is neither Greek nor Jew, circumcision nor uncircumcision, barbarian, Scythian, bond nor free, but Yahweh Shai is in all and in all. Put on therefore.
Not all.
That's talking about Scythian and barbarian. That's talking about Israelites.
Yep, that's what I was going to say. Everybody's name is an Israelite through the Spirit, but may have customs to somebody else.
You said it beautifully. It says, put on therefore, as the elect of the Most High, holy and beloved, bowels of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long-suffering.
These are the good qualities that you need to put on to beyond the studying and all those other things to be called of the elect, okay? To show thyself approved unto the Most High God. This is what the elect will be doing, okay? Among other things, but this is another list of things that you should be doing.
I got a quick one on the knowledge. All right. Ecclesiasticus chapter 11, verse 15. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the law are of the Lord. Love and the way of good works are from Him.
Love and the way of good works are from Yahweh. These are the good works. When you do those good works, you're practicing the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that you may be granted mercy from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay? Now let's go back to what you had. First Peter, right?
Back in 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 2, it says that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of the Most High Yahweh.
Yeah.
For the time past of our life may suffice us to have brought the will of the heathen.
It suffice. We've sufficed ourselves. We're sufficient enough in the wickedness that we performed before we came into this truth. It was enough. We don't need any more to dwell in that. Okay? But we do need to make sure that we are working towards the righteous way. That's how we store up our treasures upon heaven. Okay? So we can earn and have enough in our spiritual bank accounts, as it was said, right? To earn salvation from the Heavenly Father. Right?
It says, when we walk in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries.
This is all the negative things that we were doing before, that we are sufficient, or we've been sufficed in doing those things, that we need to repent and turn away from those things from now on. Go ahead.
Wherein they think it strange that you run not with them to the same access of riot, speaking evil of you.
Hey, because the world gonna look at you like you got 10 hands and 14 arms. Like something wrong with you. Because you don't want to go to the same BS that they go to. Because you realize the thing that they've been doing, and what you used to do is now BS.
It's all vanity. It's foolishness.
Yeah.
Like this whole St. Patrick's Day shit, man, that was elementary.
Yeah.
But you got grown ass people out here that get a kick out of this so-called celebration. Now they're supposed to be celebrating St. Patrick, which St. Patrick, he wasn't even Irish. He didn't come from Ireland. Okay, but he came. He was brought to Ireland, and he was served, you know, as a missionary, pushing so-called Christianity, and he was a so-called black man. Okay, but the leprechaun shit and the green, that don't even go back to the original tradition, man.
That's the world throwing a twist on it to get to pull you in.
So they can make money.
Yeah, because hey, businesses flourish on this day. Bars and certain restaurants and stuff like that, certain venues, they flourish on a day like this. Because you're going to all get together in your green and go watch the Celtics game. You're going to get together in all your green and go buy the bar out. Y'all going to gather up and get loud and look, leaving the city will get money because they got parking meters that you're going to go fill up. They got jailhouses that you're going to get too drunk that you're going to wild out and get thrown in jail. Everybody going to get paid because of your stupidity. Okay? Because your lack of, because of your ignorance.
Yeah, man, that's why the scriptures say, "Gross darkness shall cover the people." Man.
Yeah, you see, hey, the covering of the people is all in green. The gross darkness is all in green.
We can ask any, especially of our people, and we can ask any one of them if they walk by with some green on, what exactly is St. Patrick's Day about?
Bro, we should.
Just put them on the spot, man. You show you how stupid and ignorant a lot of these people
Let's
in
ask
America
a man,
are.
because I thought we could ask them. We ain't gonna get that outside.
The nigga woman, man.
I don't even know what this is about, man. St. Patrick, he was actually from Britain, man.
You actually did my prayer?
Okay, he was a Jake that was in England. And he was a part of the early church.
They
Man.
might not know and not give it.
You know?
Yeah.
They may know.
5th century, 4th century, something like that.
Yeah, it was around like the 3rd, 4th century, man. Those are all Israelites back then that was ruling. You know, all they were ruling the Catholic Church because they started the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
All right, and all those different denominations that sprung out of Catholicism. Man, all those they were wicked niggas, man.
God.
Okay, that's all, and you're celebrating St. Patrick, man. Which who are the saints according to the Bible? So this is part of waking up and being transformed the renewal of your mind, man. You gotta unlearn all this BS and actually get the truth now, man. Go ahead, Rob.
Psalm chapter 148:14. He also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel.
The saints, even of the children of Israel. That's what the saints are referred to. The children of Israel.
When you see that word even means equal.
Yep.
A people near unto him praise ye the Lord.
Yep. A people near unto the Most High God praise ye Yahweh. Okay? Because they're his chosen people. His begotten sons, so to speak. Like Yahweh Shah was from his chosen people. Okay?
And this day is just another wicked feast day that the Lord did not condone. He never set up or he never sanctioned this day, man. It's just another tradition that Esau used to make more money off of the dark spell that's on you dumbass Americans, man.
God.
Isn't that
Leprechaun,
like a dwarf witch?
Yeah.
At the end of the rainbow is a pot of gold.
Yeah. And no, it's funny, there is no end of the rainbow.
Which is all it's all superstition.
And the rainbow is a covenant between Noah and the Most High that he wouldn't flood the earth.
Seven in the earth that he gave to Noah, right? You brother got a quick one right there.
That's all it's for, man. You can't add nothing to it. If you do, that's wickedness, man. All right?
Do that all right. What you were saying?
This is Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding.
Sottish means stupid. Okay? You guys are dumb, stupid. All right? On purpose though. Because somebody will offer you the information that you need to free you, the truth, which will free you from all the bonds of the world, but you don't want it. You like being in this damn stupid. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge.
Our people are wise as hell. Our people became mixologists overnight. They can mix a million drinks and show you how to get all, white boy wasted. Right? But you asked them about something simple. What's one of the dietary laws in the Bible besides pork, not eating of the swine? They may not know that one, but they ain't gonna know another one. Okay? Why to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. They'll know Bible scripts left and right, but they do not know how to do good. But they are so wise to do evil.
Read it?
Yeah.
Verse 23. I'll be here.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it, man.
So let's go back. You have somebody at the now? Go ahead back to Sirach.
If y'all brothers want, if y'all want to go into some of the history, like the original Irish, we can probably go into that too. I got a couple things pulled up.
We'll go to that. Let me hit this.
Yeah. Get your
Right here. Right here.
Matter of fact, for the time.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. And make not haste in time to trouble.
And make not haste in time of trouble. We're going to be in trouble. Things are going to happen. Matter of fact, Bump, you saw if you get 1 Peter 4 and 12. It says, make not haste in time of trouble. Okay, meaning when things happen to you, don't be so quick to want to get out of it. Because the things that are going to happen to you are for your benefit. Okay, that you may be build up character and build up experience according to everything that's going on. Somebody get hit, right? Go ahead with that. Right?
1 Peter 4 and 12. Beloved, thinking not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you.
Hey, don't think it's something strange happening to you. Concerning the fiery trial that's there to try you. Something bad is going to happen unto you once you come into this truth. It is for a reason. Okay? It's a purpose for that happening. What you have to do is deal with it and endure it. And get through it. Alright? Go ahead, bro.
Which is to try you. As though some strange thing happened unto you.
This is not a strange occurrence that happens to you. When you come to serve the Lord, things like this is going to happen to you. Things like what? Things like you're going to lose jobs, money, family going to ostracize you, your friends might ostracize you, people going to be mad at you for no reason. They going to wonder why you can't hang out on the weekend no more. You'll be like, man, I got to go to camp and teach for the Lord. Now, they may have went to church every Sunday, but now that you go under the context that you go, now it's a problem. Okay? Stuff like this, you're going to be buffeted, you're going to be people who want to fight you. I mean, all types of things going to happen when you come to serve the Heavenly Father. Yeah?
Yeah.
Next level. Level shit.
Yeah, for real.
No realm that you can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah? Wonder why you can't. I got a headache, and all I keep seeing is people looking at me under eye, man. I don't like that shit.
It's shit that you could have shake off in the world.
Yeah, there's no big deal back then.
But when you in this truth,
You stay on.
yeah.
Dreams and all kinds of stuff will happen to you. Okay? Demons sitting on you, and especially if you have, which we all have them, other vices, so to speak, that you're into. Like if you smoked a lot of weed growing up before you came into this truth, that demon gonna fuck with you. If you overate, if you ate shellfish or whatever else was into your family, and all types of crazy things that we cannot do in this, once we come into this thing that you were doing before. All of them was gonna come to you, present themselves like, don't you want to be back with me? was wonderful. It was good. When we was together, we used to have the best of times, you know, and all of this and that. But you have to put away all of that and stay in the spirit of the Lord. Go ahead, bro.
It's 13. But rejoice in as much as you're partakers of Yahweh's suffering.
Hey, but rejoice because now that you deal with the ostracization, is that a word? Okay, of everybody in the world coming against you, they did it to the Lord. So now you're a partaker of the sufferings of Yahweh, our Lord, with you as well. Okay? And he went through a lot more than you went through. Okay? We're going to have to go through a lot more than we've been going through so far, but we got to go through it to earn our salvation. And it's worth it. Go ahead, bro.
That ye are ye partakers of Yahweh's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, you may be glad also with exceeding joy.
But you may be glad when he shows up and he's revealed. You may be glad also with exceeding joy. Okay?
What that to do with glad?
Yeah.
Example, the demons, man.
Yeah.
You know? Now he's talking shit again. He came by, hey,
You always do that.
saying, hey guys, being all kind of shit.
You can't say hello?
Yeah. Now he's talking shit down the street. It was last week talking shit. On the fight.
Never say nothing right here, though.
No.
Hey, he
But as being a Lord in the world, I'm not that old man out, no big deal.
Yeah.
But in this truth, you ain't got to knock an old man out. There ain't no victory in that.
Ephesians 5, we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
Yep.
It's like 6.
Yep. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, rulers of the darkness of this world, spiritual wickedness in high places. You know? Hey, let me tell you this right quick. So that spiritual wickedness in high places, Christmas is a level of spiritual wickedness in high places. Because everybody believes in it. Now you look weird because you don't.
15 and 18.
So stuff like that is gonna plague you. Like you ain't gonna get your babies no gifts. Like damn. No. And now she don't want to deal with you. Now your family looking at you weird. Like you gotta deal with this stuff. You know. But I like to use for y'all that know about that or that may go through that. Hey man, I got 360 something other days to give gifts to my children. And I routinely, when I have it, I try to get it. When I see something good, I do it then. So you can't say I don't do nothing for them. Like they act like you don't do nothing for your kids.
I don't do
or
nothing
for other family. But then all of a sudden come the 25th of December, you gotta give something or you ain't ever gave nothing.
Yeah, they pray to God and Jesus Christ over a fucking hand and shit.
Oh yeah. Yep. God cleanses that I make us clean. He ain't made us swine clean.
But you show them in the Bible. But you show them in the Bible what the right way to do it. They look at you like you're crazy.
Yep. Because it's too much responsibility for you to give up the ways of the world.
This is John chapter 3. John chapter 3 and verse 19. And this is the condemnation that light is coming to the world, and men love darkness rather than light.
Hey, this is the condemnation that light is coming to the world. How did light first come into the world? With the wisdom of Yahweh Shai. Then Yahweh Shai himself walked in that wisdom to show you it can be done by man on the earth. How is it done today? By us correcting you and showing you the righteous ways of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. That's the light of the world, the wisdom that comes from it. Okay? But people prefer to be in the darkness of this world and the bullshit rather than being into the light of the wisdom of the Creator and His only begotten Son.
Because when you're in darkness, you get to continue on in your the pleasures.
Where does that say? No man sees me. You know what I'm saying? I think it's
That's an apocryphal. Yeah, so
you think nobody see you, but the Most High's eyes are 10 times brighter than the sun.
Yep. They got one in Proverbs that says it's similar to the same thing.
You know, like it says in was that Romans 13, basically put off the works of
Darkness.
night. Works of darkness.
The list, I think, right
They give you the list of things that, you know, that a lot of our people that's in gross darkness, they're heavy into it. They're basically indulging themselves in it.
Yep.
Like today, Jake, they'll use any traditional celebration as an excuse as an occasion to their flesh. And they know that they're going to get some type of gratification out of it. So, let's celebrate St. Patrick's Day, even though we don't know what the fuck it's about, where it goes back to. We just going to get drunk tonight and wear green. Don't know anything about anything, but it's just about your flesh. That's gross darkness, man.
Can't find Ireland on the map.
Right.
Yeah.
Point to Ireland on the map, man.
Couldn't do it. Irish if you didn't have a red beard, and green on.
In Sirach 23 and 18, a man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me, I am compassed.
I think that's what he quoted.
Let's go further. It's not just the wedlock of you and your wife and your husband, but the marriage unto Yahweh Shah. Okay? When we signed that covenant, that was the agreement like a marriage agreement. And we went off and didn't follow our side of what he wanted. Okay? So that's like a wedlock that was broken. Continue. Read it again, Mama.
A man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who saith me, I am compassed about with darkness.
Who seeth me, I am compassed about with darkness. Hey, what I'm doing is in the dark. Hey, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Thinking nobody sees what you do. But people are seeing. And it doesn't have to be with the naked or the eye. It can be with the spiritual eye. Okay? But more importantly, the Most High is watching what you're doing through the angels, and it's being recorded, and you're going to be judged by it. Right?
The walls cover me, and nobody seeth me.
Oh, I did this in the dark rooms. I did this in the underground rooms or whatever, in the green door or whatever the crazy ass, freakish ass places these people got going on out here, where they do their pedophilia, they sex rings, and all types of abominable acts and foods and all types of stuff, thinking nobody sees. Okay? But the Most High recording all this, and don't think that you ain't gonna be rewarded for your evil. He's gonna get you. Go ahead, bro.
What need I to fear? The Most High will not remember my sins.
Well, I'm only just eating pork. It's not that bad. It's people that's murdering. Hey, everybody is gonna get it if you've been offending Yahweh Shem Yahshua. He's just waiting. Because if you feel you get away with one, then you can try another, and it's gonna always escalate. Because sin, evil, iniquity, it's all going sin. Okay? You're gonna keep growing and growing and growing, and waxing worse and worse. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. The hearts of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. I can recite that was something I didn't know. Word for word. Okay.
Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts.
Hey, he see everything. Hey, what did it say in Hebrews the 4th chapter?
I got one. Sorry,
No. Hebrews the 4th chapter. It's this word, the wisdom of this word.
Oh, yeah.
The two-edged sword is the discerner of the spirits, separate the thoughts and the hearts and the intents. Somebody get it. I don't know. 4 and 12.
Did it?
What you gonna say?
No, that's it. Let him get that before.
Yeah, read that right now.
I got it. This is Proverbs chapter 15.
3.
Chapter 15 and verse 3. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good.
They're beholding the evil and the good.
I got another one.
Yep.
This is Isaiah chapter 40, verse 27. Why sayest thou, O Jacob, and speakest, O Israel, my way is hid from the Lord, and my judgment...
Why you think that the Most High can't see what you're doing? When you do things, a lot of you that do have that natural zeal for the Lord, you do things going, hey, I might not be able to get away with this one. I know about it, but guess what? You think that you're getting away? You ain't getting away from it. Go ahead, bro.
My way is hid from the Lord, and my judgment is passed over from my power. Hast thou not known? Hast thou not heard that the everlasting power, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding.
Hey, he ain't gonna get tired. He ain't gonna get sleepy. He ain't gonna get weary and be like, just let that go. That's because the kids will outlast you and you don't let things slide. This Heavenly Father is not gonna let things slide. He's not gonna let it slide, man. He don't let the smallest matter slide. If it's written that you don't cross that bound, he's gonna make sure you don't cross that bound. Or the punishment that he set for crossing the bound will be executed. You'll be judged upon by that.
That was it.
Get 2 Corinthians 5 and 10 right there.
I didn't finish John, but it's cool. I got a quick reader.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Yahushua, that everyone may receive the things done in his body, according to that he had done, whether it be good or bad.
Hey, whether you did good or bad, you got to deal with that. Because the eyes are in every place seeing what you do, whether it be good or bad. So those that have been recorded and what you have done, good or bad, is going to be there when your day of judgment, when you appear before the judgment seat. Okay? You can read 11, just because it's always good to read that. Matter of fact, I'll quote it. Therefore, knowing the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. If you were really in fear of what the Lord can do to you, hey, you'll have a crazy Aussie come through there and light up your mosque, light up your city. They'll have Timothy McVeigh pull up with a van and blow up the whole building. They'll have somebody fly a plane to the towers. They'll have a tsunami wipe out a bunch of people, have an earthquake, open up a sinkhole and swallow half the city up in there.
They'll just send you on the next Ethiopian airline flight.
Yeah.
On the next, right? Man.
Them planes just don't drop.
Right.
Esau in control of all of that shit, man.
You know? But ultimately, I was in control of it all.
Most high.
He'll allow all that to go down.
Because nobody escapes, man.
Yep.
Nobody escapes.
Hey, he probably lined that plane up with a bunch of people that thought they were doing good, but did one small little something. And that's your judgment for it. Everybody on there was probably guilty. I'm sure everybody on there.
There's been a lot of sacrifice of Muslims lately, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of those people on that plane, those were Muslims.
Yep.
People down there at that mosque, Muslim.
Yep. Those mosques, more than one.
God.
Yep.
You know, so hey, a lot of you jakes into Allah, man, y'all need to reconsider.
Yep.
You know?
Because when the day comes, you're gonna say, but where's the God where's Allah? Where's those guys at? Call on him.
Inquire on those guys that you have chosen.
Cry unto them and see if they deliver you. They, you know, what was those guys that when Elijah said to the little guy, what's up with that guy? Yeah, what the guy, he was asleep, he was on a journey, he was chilling. He'd be back a little bit, like, how come he didn't do that? How come he didn't perform that miracle? Then he said, let me throw extra on top of mine, but I'm still gonna make it work.
It's Sirach, chapter 17, and verse 19. Therefore all their works are as the sun before him, and his eyes are continually upon their ways.
Hey, because the sun before me is the brightest point of the day where I can see everything. Okay, he can see everything at all times. Like the sun is like you got a spotlight on you. Everybody has a spiritual spotlight on you that the Most High is watching. Okay, go ahead.
None of their unrighteous deeds are hid from the Lord, but all of their sins are before the Lord.
Yeah, but all your sins are before the Lord. Okay, he's watching every little thing that you do. You will get, unless you repent, you're going to get judged for those things. Oh, this brother has more? I think everybody got one.
You want to get that back in Hebrews in this one?
Hebrews 4.
It's Hebrews 4 and 12. For the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is quick and powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit.
Yeah, he can decide, he can discern and cut between or choose between Whether it was your flesh that did it or just your wicked ass heart that did it. Plus, what it's gonna say, go ahead, keep reading.
Spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
And a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. What was the purpose that you sinned? Was it because you just have an evil heart? Or did you get caught up in your flesh for the moment? But you have a good spirit, so you're going to repent from it. Which is it? Well, this word can discern those things by the actions that you do next. Go ahead.
John 3 and 20. For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved.
Everyone that
Word, man, it cuts you. Verse 20 says, for everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved.
It's like when you're in a dark room, you get your eyes are used to it. Somebody cut all the lights on, the super bright, the HD light, you know. You're like, oh, the LED.
Oh, you know my favorite.
Oh, man, it hurts. Why? Because the G's are now being,
y'all hate lights.
you know?
They booty bitches.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, the funny time we have the scripture on the light, and give you what the light is. Isaiah 8:20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
The law and the testimony is the light. Okay, if you speak not according to it, there's no light in you.
I got another scripture. Psalms chapter 145 and 20. The Lord preserveth all them that love him, but all the wicked will he destroy.
Yes, he
right.
preserveth all that love him, but destroyeth the wicked. Okay? That's not just the Edomites only. That's the wicked of our nation, and that's all the wicked. Okay? There's people on the earth that just have wicked spirits, and they gotta go. The wicked of our people, the 2/3, will know it after death by pain. Okay? They'll know what? They'll know how to be righteous, and they'll know their offenses before, after death by pain. Okay? You still have something?
If I may, going back to when Yahweh Shai told them that they neither do they come to the light lest their deeds should be reproved. The word actually means to be discovered. You're going to discover some uncleanness about you that you really didn't want to know about. This word will help you understand that you a piece of shit, man. You know? You cut yourself when you read this at times, man. Knowing the filthy nature about us being in this flesh. You know?
That's why it says a two-edged sword. Because you don't just use it to cut somebody else. You should have been cutting yourself. You can't call nobody out about what they doing if you guilty of doing the same thing.
Because what Christians do, they always try to bring out the scripture, judge not, judge not. But they don't finish it. It says, judge not, lest you be judged with the same judgment. So if you commit an adultery, and I'm doing it, then I can't call you out because I'm doing the same thing you're doing. You know, that's why the brothers was talking about you get cut with the word before you cut someone else. Because the Lord, your spirit has to be corrected before you can tell somebody else what they doing.
This word will help you see the evil, you know, that you could possibly have within yourself.
That's right.
You know? But see, the world teaches you, no, you good as you are.
You define what you call good and evil.
Exactly.
And if you get to judge what you call good and evil, then where you at now will be considered good. Then you can decide where evil begins. Some people don't want to decide at all.
But
It's just that old free will spirit.
that mentality is that of atheists. Atheists have that mentality of, well, I can control what's good and what's not. Spirits, man, they roused up. That's what happens when you preach this word, man. The spirits get roused up.
This is why the keyboard alone don't work. You can't just do the keyboard thing, man. You gotta come out and make your body a living sacrifice.
Acts 9 and 23. For I perceive that thou art in the gall of bitterness and in the bond of iniquity.
You wanna break that down? Go ahead.
Breaks down for y'all, man. A lot of the wickedness in this fucking society, man, it's gonna come to pass. You're gonna see. You guys think shit is wicked right now, Wait till martial law pop off. You motherfuckers gonna be running these stores, getting knocked off by these fucking security guards because you guys can't fucking eat in these damn famine, man. That's gonna be your wickedness. You're gonna fall by your wickedness, pride leading to destruction.
That was it. I think Bayan Kana, you had one? I did that Hebrews, right?
Back in Sirach 23. It's Sirach 23 and 18. A man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me, I am compassed about with darkness. The walls cover me and nobody seeth me. What need I to fear? The Most High will not remember my sins.
What need I to fear? The Most High covers my sins. As I say, that's basically what you said. Jesus died for my sins. He didn't cover your sins. He gave you a grace period.
But the beginning of that scripture said, breaketh wedlock, because we were once married to the Lord. And we broke that by,
By sinning and going on to other idols and by breaking the covenant.
Yep, breaking the covenant.
Which was the proof of us breaking the covenant is why we're in these curses.
Transgression against the laws that you committed.
Which goes into the parable of the wedding. Because when you look at the parable of the wedding, what does it say about those that try to come up some other way? Those are the same ones that didn't have the knowledge, that weren't chosen, man. This 19, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. He knew all things ever they were created. So also after they were perfected, he looked upon them all. This man shall be punished in the streets of the city, and where he suspected not, he shall be taken.
Hey, most of the pastors in these churches, man, they think they can do no wrong. I'm a pastor. I got my what's that called?
Seminary.
What's the other one?
Theologian.
Theologian and all of that degrees, right? I'm an ordained minister. I know the word. No, you don't. Just because you know what the tests say that you need to know, don't mean you really know the spirit and the truth of the law and of the Bible of the Heavenly Father. Okay? But a lot of you think that you're in a higher place, though you are some of the lowest people in the world.
Jeremiah 14 and 13. Then said I, O Lord Yahweh, behold, the prophets say unto them, ye shall not see the sword, neither shall ye have famine.
The false prophets say, you shall not see the sword, nor see the famine. Go ahead.
But I will give you a sure peace in this place. Then the Lord
will give you a short peace in this place. Who is he to speak that if he ain't speaking the words of Yahweh Shem Shah?
It's 14. Then the Lord said unto me, the prophets prophesy lies in my name. I sent them not. Neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination, and a thing of naught and the deceit of their heart.
And let me say this, and then I'll really break it down. But we got to be careful that we're studying to show ourselves the proof that we're not doing that on accident. Because it can easily happen if you allow a spirit to hop on you. But the important part is this about that scripture. That's what the other pastors say. A lot of the false prophets or whoever, those men that fall out, they change their doctrine and everything else, they really believe that they're right. The ones that don't have a proper doctrine. They truly are persuaded that they got it right. But from our perspective, having 100% truth through the power of Yahweh Shem Shah, guess what? We can see that we can discern their spirit and their hearts to prove that they're only against the truth. They're only against the men of great millstone because we do have the truth. But they'll tell you what ain't, but won't tell you what is. Go ahead.
I'm finishing. I got that. 15. Therefore thus saith the Lord concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name, and I sent them not. Yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in this land. By sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed. It's Ezekiel 13 and 3.
You're gonna get the judgment that you said wasn't gonna happen.
Thus saith the Lord power, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the desert. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel, to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord. They have seen vanity and lying divination, saying, the Lord saith, and the Lord hath not sent them.
Hey, they said the Lord said, but the Lord hath not sent them. If you're still in these churches, man, if you're still dressing up in a 2 or 3-piece suit, shirt and tie and all of that, going into these churches every Sunday, you are in gross darkness, man. The Lord is going to judge you in a harsh way. The same judgment. The same judgment that the pastor was from God in that wicked way, in a way that ain't a complete truth. Okay? You can't mingle the truth with leaven, okay? There's a little analogy to the Passover coming up. You can't mingle it with leaven. Because now the whole doctrine is tainted.
They have seen vanity and lying divination, saying, the Lord said, and the Lord has not sent them. And the Lord has not sent them, and they would have made others to hope that they would confirm the word. Right? So as the brother was saying, you got the pulpit preachers and pastors, they believe they're doing the right thing, but in truth, they're really leading the flock astray. And they're gonna have to get judged for that, man. And their congregation.
We were talking about how the Most High sees everything, right? Go ahead, bro.
This is Amos chapter 9, verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom.
What's the sinful kingdom? It's really talking about you Israelites. It's really talking about the wickedness of our people. It's really watching our people, okay? But we also use that with who forced that affliction and that wickedness in our people, which is America, which is the Edomites, and other contexts that pushes people to sin against the house. Okay? But particularly that is talking about the Israelites, right?
And I will destroy it from the face of the earth.
The 2/3 will be destroyed off the face of the earth. And their seed, their spirits will come back to the seed of the righteous.
Saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob.
Saving I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob.
Saith the Lord.
Yep.
For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel.
He said I was going to destroy the nation, but not everybody, but I'm going to sift the house of Israel. Go ahead.
Among all nations.
Among all nations, because we're scattered throughout all nations. Okay? So he had to sift us through all nations. Go ahead.
Like as corn is sifted in the sieve.
Because this is the good news. Part of the gospel is if you're an Israelite, no matter what you look like, but your father line goes back to the seed of Israel, you will get to be an Israelite again in the kingdom of heaven. Okay? If you're of the righteous, then you can come in on this side now, no matter what your flesh looks like. But at the end of the day, you're gonna have to come back.
God bless you.
You'll have to come back.
Are you guys in about God?
Yes.
Let me say something. I got beat up this morning, and you know what? God is good. I'm alive. He beat me with an inch of my life. I was living in a beautiful place, beautiful people. But there's always one bad thing. A man doesn't put his hands on a woman. You understand me?
Is that biblical?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And you know something? I'm fortunate. I love my God. And I love my God.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, have a good day.
Have a better day.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
What a piece of shit.
Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth.
Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. I mean, if you're an Israelite, when he sifts all the world, guess what? If you're an Israelite, he's gonna pull you back into the kingdom of heaven. He's gonna pull you back into being an Israelite. But the first level of sifting is sifting the elect and allowing the rest of the wicked to get destroyed. Then they'll come back. Okay? He has to make sure that he has the elect among those that will be the progenitors of the nation of Israel, no matter what you look like. Okay? As long as your seed line goes back to Israelites and you have the word of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua within you. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say, the evil shall not overtake, nor prevent us.
Hey, a lot of people don't think that the Heavenly Father sees, so he thinks the evil will not overtake or prevent us. But that's not true. We read the scriptures already that prove that he gonna come and get all the sinners of his people. He gonna judge you, okay? Lots of judgments are going out. A lot of you gonna catch this. A lot of you gonna catch this.
They miss you.
Okay? And from that, okay? Right here. A lot of you gonna get caught up in this. Thinking that Moore's law and try to go up against the police and tell them what the law is. Only the dumbass people, the low levels, don't know what's really going on. You don't even have rights anymore. Obama signed on a day like today. Obama signed away all of that. You still praise Barack Obama, Barack Hussein Obama. Okay? You signed away all your rights already. On days that you thought that he was doing you good. Okay? Yeah, we don't like him either. We like what he's doing. He's destroying this goddamn country, though.
That's right.
Anybody else have something? Okay. Back. I want to hit that point, but somebody get that in Sirach 4. We gave it to who else we have on. Go from there. Keep going.
This is Sirach, chapter 2, verse 3. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
You'll be built up. Once you understand the big picture of all of this, you'll be built up. You've been through trials, you've been through situations, you've seen the good, you've seen the bad, you find a balance in your life, you study to show yourself improved, you examine yourself whether you be in the faith. With that two-edged sword, that'll help you see within yourself whether you're still in the faith, man. But you have to give attendance unto that. You have to seek the Most High 10 times more. Okay? All the things we were naming earlier is all part of what you have to know and examine yourself with. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully.
Whatever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, especially the bad. Okay? Knowing that this is just the balance of how this goes. And you can't get it good every time. We're still in captivity. All right? Go ahead.
And be patient when thou art changed to a low state.
Hey, and be patient when there are changed into a lower state. When you put on the bottom, be patient, man. Shit happens. It's for a reason. Maybe, because for some people, if the Most High gave you $1 million, you destroy yourself overnight. But if he keep you right at that low level, guess what? You may have the opportunity to stay humble and to stay.
He will help you.
Yep.
Order thy way aright and trust in him.
Hey, that's how you examine yourself. You order your way aright. You repent from all the bad stuff that you're doing. You stop doing that, and then you put the right ways in there. We read a couple of lists of good and bad before. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy. And go not aside, lest you fall.
Hey, go not aside. Hey, wait for him. Stay tight with this thing, man. Don't waver off and be like, well, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna just do a little bit of wickedness this week, you know, knowing that you're not supposed to be doing it. You can't be wavering back and forth. It's to tell you, well, went on now with every word of a doctor. You can't be like, well, I'm gonna celebrate Christmas and put a tree up in my house this year, even though I don't believe it. You gotta be strong with it. Now, if it's somebody else's house, you have no control over that. Okay? But when it comes to belief, I gotta wrap my kids' presents up. You can separate yourself from these things, okay? You cannot eat certain things and keep the dietary laws to the best of your ability. Okay? There's things that can be done. Go ahead.
Verse 8. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy.
If you're doing the right things, you can expect the good things to come to you. That don't mean they're gonna come immediately, but that don't mean throw a tantrum when you don't get what you want, okay? It's not how this works. A good parent will not just give you what you want just because you want it. They'll give you what you need when you need it, okay? That's an important thing to know. The Heavenly Father is the best Father ever. He knows exactly. He knows when we have needed things before we need it. Okay? Before we even ask. But he said what though? Seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High God, and all these things will be added unto you. All your necessities will be taken care of. Go ahead.
Verse 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken?
Hey, when you look at the history of the Bible, ain't nobody been forsaken that trusted in the Lord. Those men are actually written within the Bible as great men and examples of what we should do. Even though those men got killed, it was an honorable death. Okay, because the time wasn't right then. But now the time is, but we don't have to suffer for those things. We don't have to die as the prophets died in before time. Okay? Hold that. Get that in Sirach. Yes, please.
And in Sirach 4 and 17. Sirach 4 and 17, and it reads, For at the first, she will walk with him by crooked ways.
At first, wisdom, when this wisdom comes unto you, wisdom will try you. It will walk with you in the crooked ways. It's not going to lie. It's going to bring you issues and trouble by hoarding this wisdom up within you. Okay, it's going to look like it's not like you're not really about it. It's going to treat you like it's not the real truth, like it's not real wisdom. Okay, but it's going to test you to see your faithfulness to it. Go ahead.
For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline, until she may trust his soul.
But it's going to try him by her discipline till it may trust his soul. Because what? Wisdom will not rest in
malicious.
Will not rest within a malicious soul. So I have to try you to see how you're going to use it. Okay? Are you going to use it to get rich off of truth? Or are you going to use it to blackmail and condemn the men of the Lord? Vocab Malone got a heavy time to pay because he went and got all the information in history from the Israelites, and now he's going to go try to use it, particularly One West, he's going to go try to use it, and it's being used now to condemn the Hebrew Israelites. You think the Most High God, Yahweh, ain't going to look upon him for that? Okay? But he can't get the deep mysteries of this thing either, though. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
Until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws, then will she return the straight way unto him and comfort him.
Then she will return the straight way unto him and comfort him. Once you come to a full age, you understand how these things work. The Most High will comfort you. Okay? This book will begin to comfort you because you'll be able to see what's going on. The scriptures like we read already from Sirach 2 on to 1 Peter 4th chapter, 1 Corinthians the 4th chapter, knowing what the prophets got to go through, Matthew the 5th chapter, you start to realize they persecuted us before, they're going to try to persecute us again. They killed the prophets before, they're going to seek to kill the prophets again. Esau's coming with great wrath, or the wicked is coming with great wrath, the devil, that old serpent. These things have to happen again. All right? But now you're armed with the warning of it and with the good works that the Most High will protect you in that day with. Okay? That's how the system of this is set up by the Most High God. When you come to serve him. A little more on there.
Then will she return the straight way unto him and comfort him and show him her secrets.
And so then, once you're humble and meek, she will reveal her secrets unto you. Okay? Once she can trust you, then she'll reveal those secrets unto you. All right. Now you proven that you deserve to get the real heavy stuff, the real meat, the secrets, like it says, of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, which that in part will also help you to earn your salvation.
But if he go wrong, she will forsake him.
Hey, but if she go wrong, if you fall out, you use it the wrong way, you do something wicked with it, guess what? She will forsake you like she never knew you. Depart from me, you workers of iniquity. I never knew you.
God.
Okay? Is that it?
She will forsake him and give him over to his own ruin.
And give you over to your own ruin. And we watch it happen when these guys fall out. We watch what happens. They go from one small matter in the doctrine to now it's something wrong with this, to something wrong with that. Before you know it, you see them bugged out somewhere. Okay? But ain't more demons worse than the first. All right?
It says that the latter end shall be worse than the beginning.
Yep, the manner of the beginning, exactly. You would have done, and they said that when you fall out, you're going to be beaten with many stripes versus you would have been beaten with few if you would have never came into this thing. If you would have examined yourself in the proper light, the proper level, to see if you were able to finish this whole course. That was it, right? And now you want to get into to a little bit of that history?
Yeah, we can go into that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Brothers had, I had a couple articles. His brother pulled up one as well, because a lot of these peons out here, they don't even know what they're getting into, man. They don't even know the history. If you ask them, you know, who was St. Patrick, you know, what was his original name, where did he come from, I'm pretty sure they couldn't tell you. All right? People just follow.
Just like Valentine. We said the same thing about the people on Valentine. They didn't know it then, and they still don't know this one either.
Right. This is just like the scriptures say, the fear of the Lord is taught by the precepts of men. And these so-called pagan traditions that America keep, they're just man-made celebrations. The Lord didn't give these days to actually keep. If you're an Israelite, if you're a so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native American, man. If somebody could was that Mark 7?
I got it. Mark chapter 7.
This is just another Roman Catholic celebration. Okay? St. Patrick is highly venerated in the Catholic Church because he was alive during the time of, Constantine, the early church houses, when all that stuff was being brought out. And when that
being made up, let's say that way.
It was being made up. That was when you had a lot of pagan concepts and ideologies that was adopted by the ancient Babylonians, ancient Egyptians. They were taking those same ideologies and they were basically integrating it with the Christian doctrine.
That's how they kind of got the people to come together.
That's how they got everybody to come together. And that's why it's a universal religion. All right. So a lot of these people, they don't even know what they're celebrating, man. The Lord didn't tell you to celebrate those St. Patrick's Day, man. But we understand it's more of a cultural thing. While a lot of people from Ireland do it, But a lot of people do celebrations just so they can get drunk. Just so they can eat and drink and fight and act a damn idiot, man. Okay? But get that real quick.
This is Mark chapter 7. I'm going to start at verse 6. Matter of fact, verse 5. Then the Pharisees and scribes asked him, why walk not the disciples according to the tradition of the elders, but eat bread with unwashed hands? That was the matter that they were bringing this out.
Right. That was just a tradition, but the Pharisees were acting like as if it was a written law going back to the first 5 books, man. You ain't washing your hands. That's part of the custom. They're trying to judge you as if you just transgressed the law, man. But they were being hypocrites because they wasn't keeping the actual law. All right, go ahead, bro.
It says, he answered and said to them, well, and this is Yahushua speaking. He said, well, have Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites.
Hypocrites, because that's what you are, man. You can't say that you love the Most High in the same breath. You want to celebrate these pagan holidays and pray over abominable foods. You're praying over shrimp, lobster, crab, pork. Doing the things that the Lord said not to do. You're being a hypocrite. You're being an actor, man. Okay? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
We're still lit. It says, this people honor, as it is written, this people honors me with their lips, but their heart is far from me.
Yeah, they show much love with their mouth, but with their heart, they don't even know the Most High, and they reject them with their works, man. Being a damn reprobate. Okay? The Lord didn't ordain these so-called feast days. The Lord said He actually despises them, man. Okay? You about to celebrate Astro? it's just this time of the year, it's just pagan celebration after celebration, consecutive, man.
Hey, let me say this: a lot of these pagan holidays, so to speak, on the satanic calendar.
Yeah.
As high as major days of high level of wicked energies.
Yeah, witchcraft.
Yeah.
Witchcraft.
Yeah, matter of fact, around these times, the wicked elite, they do a lot of sacrificing on the left-hand side. They do a lot of sacrificing, man.
Bohemian Groves.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll have their Bilderberger meetings coming up.
All that. So they do their left-hand sacrifice. It tells you that it was at 1 Corinthians that they sacrifice unto devils and not unto the Lord. Okay, so that's when you keep these pagan traditions, you're sacrificing unto Satan, man.
Which one?
Oh,
Hey, I'm a Nazarite.
all right, man.
From Nazareth.
What's up?
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Al. Read that again, bro.
First verse.
Yeah.
He answered and said unto me, well,
God damn.
where have Isaiah prophesied of you, hypocrites, as it is written, his people honor with a beard shape, right?
You just gotta let Jake be, man. You know? Only the missiles gonna clean that up. Go ahead, Al.
Well, have Isaiah prophesied of you, hypocrites, as it is written, this people honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me.
Yeah, they talk a good one when it comes to the Heavenly Father. I love God. God is love. You know, Jesus Christ, He died for my sins. He died for me and you. He died for the whole world. John 3:16 in your face. But then got their children on their hands and knees looking for Easter eggs, man.
I'm still not,
Okay.
I'm not dumb.
Going around dressed like a goddamn leprechaun and don't even know what the hell what significance does it have in St. Patrick
Or the scriptures at all.
It's no different than Easter. You ever ask yourself what the hell does Easter eggs and rabbits have to do with the so-called what they call the Great Sunday? You know, which they say is the resurrection. Okay, so what does the day of our Lord being resurrected have to do with Easter eggs and bunnies? Same thing. And that same confusion comes from the Catholic Church,
Right.
because it's about basically using the themes of the things contained in the scriptures, but amalgamating it with pagan practices, man.
Right.
It has nothing to do with that, man. You think you're serving the Lord, but you're really serving Astra.
Right.
You know?
And what is Astra? Astra is a pagan deity god or goddess that
Fertility, right?
fertility. Yep.
Ancient Babylon.
Go back to ancient Babylon.
It goes back to the
Ishtar.
Sumerian Empire.
Yep.
You know, it was all celebrated in ancient Mesopotamia, and it was all into that, man, fertility worship. So the Catholic Church brought all that in and confused you people, man.
Yeah.
Okay? What the hell is a leprechaun which is supposed to be a little dwarf witch? What does that have to do with Christianity? When St. Patrick was supposedly a Christian.
I gotta say this to you, bro. Why every holiday, all these holidays end up being about getting drunk and being sexy? Halloween is like getting drunk and wearing half naked costumes. This is the same thing. New Year's is that way. Valentine's is that way. Everything about getting drunk and being half naked. That's how you can tell that they're all false. The Bible don't back up you doing it. That's all it is back in there. Drunk and having overeating and feast and doing sex games and shit. Okay? Shouts off another man's wife's titties and shit. Like, where those stuff is going on? You go down to the strip, when the sun goes down, man, it's going down. I mean, like, the people gonna lose their mind in wickedness.
That's right.
You read?
That was
Verse 7, Matthew 7:7. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
Yep.
For laying aside the commandment of the Most High God, ye hold the tradition of men.
And that's it, man. All these different holidays, they're just commandments of men. That's not ordained in the scriptures. They
Can I
were
ask you
treated
guys
as
a
if they
question?
were laws.
Actually,
Oh, I'm sorry.
What's your question?
Well, I just want to know, you guys are talking about traditions and holidays, and I just want to know how you feel about how we incorporate the eating of animals into those holidays.
Which animals?
What animals?
Cows, pigs, chickens, anything you eat on those holidays. I'm just wondering how you guys feel about that.
Well, from the biblical standpoint, which is the standpoint that we come from, do you believe in the Bible?
I believe there's a lot of good that can come out of the Bible, a lot of good stories that were told.
Is that a yes or no?
Are you asking me if I believe?
Because we do, and I'm going to give you a question and an answer based upon the Bible.
Maybe you could ask me a different question. Like,
Well, I'll just say what I'm going to say from our standpoint. In the Bible, God gave certain animals that were kosher, so to speak, and those that were not. That we can't eat, that we can't eat, right? Well, if you're doing the proper feast days or biblical high holy days or holidays, as you would say, then yeah, we believe in that. But as that's amalgamated into these other holidays.
okay, so you talk about in Genesis where God gave everybody the right to eat the animals because there was nothing else, right? Because they came off, there was nothing to eat, and He said, "You have the animals."
Okay, so you're a vegan or what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We eat vegan too sometimes.
Are you? Good. So that's my point. So I just want to know how you guys feel. How does that fit into?
Well, matter of fact, get there in the first chapter.
I go vegan 5 days a week, but I still eat meat.
That's right.
It's, you know,
Yeah.
Well, nowhere in that book does God say that you have to eat meat.
Yeah,
We know now that you don't need to.
Actually,
on a high
keep a
holy,
feast, yeah.
on a high holy day, which is a Passover, we have to eat lamb.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
It's
I
a
don't know
commandment.
anything about that.
Well, it's a commandment in it, but we understand that eating a lessened meat diet, because America generally, the Western diet is generally based in meat. But we know if somebody get Daniel the first chapter, anybody got that?
I have a question. What about the
Hold on,
commandment?
we gotta answer his question first before we answer your question. We gotta do it in order, please.
Go ahead and start at the top.
Daniel, the first chapter?
Yep.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 1. The 3rd year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, unto Jerusalem, and besieged it. And the Lord gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand, with part of the vessels of the house of the Most High, which he carried into the land of Shinar, to the house of his God. And he brought the vessels into the treasure house of his God. And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princes.
I'm going to make it make sense in just
Sure, yeah. I got time. I got all day.
Children in whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge, and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace.
So these were smart men that he brought with him from the children of Israel. This is from Babylon. Yes, go ahead.
And whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat.
And he gave them a certain portion of his meat.
Who's that?
The king of Babylon gave to the Israelites a certain portion of his meat. Okay?
And of the wine which he drank.
And it's wine that he drank.
Out of necessity. Because at the time he had to provide.
Right. But it was like, if I don't want to say work for you, but if I live under your house, then you have to feed me to provide me, the life to do what I'm doing. But watch what happens. And if you pay attention closer to what's going on here, you'll see how it plays out. I don't want to say in your favor, but you'll see the perspective that makes sense.
I don't have a stake in this.
No.
It's for the animals.
Right. I got you.
And of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king. Now among these were of the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names. For he gave unto Daniel the name of Belteshazzar, and to Hananiah of Shadrach. teaching Israel a message.
Because he's acclimating them into the Babylonian acceptance of what he's doing. But they're smart men still, though.
Right.
And so they'll accept that because they're in that captivity of the Babylonians. They have to do that. Keep going.
And to Assyria, Abednego. But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat.
Now here's the part right here. He would not defile himself with the portion of the We'll accept the roles that you have in sin, that's fine. But we're not going to accept a portion of your meat. Now, there's going to be an experiment that
What's that, the first mention of veganism?
Sort of.
All right.
Sort of.
And then meat was like pork and shit.
Yeah,
it was unclean meat.
I'm going to say that after also.
All right, it's a couple thousand-year-old mention of veganism.
Go ahead.
No, with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself.
Because regular meats, like kosher meats and beef, fish with fins and scales, not shellfish and all of that, those wouldn't defile you. It's okay to eat those in certain contexts. Like basically, we can eat more herbivores, but they have to have all the criteria in the books of Deuteronomy and Leviticus. Go ahead and read Leviticus right there. This is the laws of Moses.
This is Leviticus 11 and...
We're going to go back to that.
This is 11 and 26. The carcasses of every beast which divideth the hoof and is not cloven footed nor cheweth the cud are unclean unto you.
Those are the criteria that you need to eat clean meats. They can't be...
But it's got to have hooves.
They have to have hooves, cloven footed,
Eat the cud.
and an herbal.
This is
Chew the cud.
11 and 3.
So dogs and cats.
No.
None of that. None of that.
They don't have all. They don't have.
This is Leviticus 11 and 3. Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven footed and cheweth the cud among
Those
the
are the three
beasts,
criteria of beasts that you can eat.
Okay, go ahead.
that shall ye eat.
That shall you eat. But
Now, who's saying that? The king still?
that's no. This is back in the
Okay,
the
so
laws of Moses
now we're
that God
coming back
gave
to
Moses to
Moses.
give to the people of Israel.
Okay.
Because didn't God give them when He came down? The people complained. Didn't He feed them with quail? First He fed them with manna, and that wasn't enough. The people
This is back when they had nothing. After they had all
Right, they
come
walked out
together,
of
they're
Egypt.
all scavenging and
Yeah, they walked
right.
out of Egypt. Then
Right.
he gave them.
I know.
Then he gave him quail,
Right.
which was meat, right? But
Again,
I'm
this
saying
is
it's
another
not
story
against-
out of necessity. These people were starving.
Well, God could have
Right.
given them whatever He wanted to. They were already eating the manna. Manna rained down from the heavens and stacked way up. They could make as many cakes as they wanted, but they still wanted more. So He gave them clean meats to eat.
Okay.
That don't mean you have to eat them, but when it comes to the Passover to eat that, you gotta eat it.
So
that's
you guys,
why-
so let me ask you this. If, aside from Passover, would you guys have a problem not eating meat the rest of the
5 out of 7 days.
5 out of 7? We're doing good over
We
here.
don't just eat. I gotta agree.
We don't consume flesh. The scriptures speak against
That's what I was
consuming too much flesh.
I got
Go ahead with that.
Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 37, verse 30. For excess of meats bringeth sickness, and suffering will turn into colic.
Right, exactly what all the science is telling us. It's just coming out now.
Proverbs 15 and 17. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a stalled ox and hatred therewith.
Yep. See? So we don't solely believe in just consuming meat. You measure your wealth by how much meat you consume. No. We understand that it's better for us to eat more herbs and greens and vegetables.
It's a medicine for the earth. It's a
medicine
created
for the earth.
to be medicinal for us.
So like it. The meat nowadays, man, that shit ain't even meat. That's
cloned. It's genetically
GMO.
modified. Yeah, it's all that.
It's
all
sadness
drugs,
and violence.
It's just completely terrible. That's not really meat.
We pay for people to do that every time we spend money. So is there something that would stop you guys from taking that step?
Well, let's keep reading.
Okay, go ahead.
This is why we can cut back. I hope we can't cut it off. We can't cut it off, but we can cut back. So,
I'd like to see that part where it says God says you have got to eat lamb on Passover.
Verse 10. The prince of the eunuchs said unto Daniel, I fear my lord the king, who had appointed your meat and your drink. For why should ye see your faces worse like in that? For why striking, then the children which are then shall ye make me endanger my head to the king. Then said Daniel to Gmslv, whom the prince of the eunuchs had set over Daniel, Ananiah, Mishael, and Asari.
Did you read that already? Jump to like verse 10. It's already in 10.
I started at verse 10. You want to read it again?
Jump to 12.
This is verse 12. Prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us wholesome to eat.
Going to a pulse is leafy greens. Instead of the king's meat, we're going to eat that instead of the king's meat. It's going to be an experiment. We're going to see what happens.
And water to drink.
And there's water, not soda, high fructose corn syrup, all this other stuff.
Then let our countenance be looked upon before thee.
But look at how our bodily function and the way that we look. See how it is the difference. Examine it then after 10 days.
And the countenance of the children that eat of the portion of the king's meat.
And then also examine the ones that eat of the portion of the king's meat.
And as thou seest, deal with thy servants.
And as you seest, what you find in this experiment, then deal with us that way.
So he consented to them in this matter, and proved them 10 days. And at the end of the 10 days, their countenances appeared fairer, and fatter than flesh than all the children which did eat the portion of the king's meat.
They were healthier and more vibrant and more energetic and everything else.
I can attest to that every day.
Right. We
walk up the stairs without.
Exactly. Just like I played a lot of basketball in my life, and I ate meat most of my life. A lot of it, right? I mean, not completely, but a lot of it. And I always felt terrible. Now that I still play a little bit now, and I don't eat that heavy meat. I eat a lot of vegan or vegetarian options, so to speak. I feel a lot better, even though I'm older now. If I'd have been doing that then,
we only knew.
We didn't know. But we must have some meat consumption, and this is
Exodus 12 and 5.
I want to hear this order that you must eat meat.
This Exodus 12 and 5.
We must.
It's really, this is for the Israelites. This is our custom, our law.
Yeah.
Concerning the Passover.
Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats, and ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of
I'm sorry. Can you read the first sentence one more time? Just start that over, because I think you said something very important there.
Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it from the sheep or from the goats, and ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening, and they shall take the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper doorposts of the houses wherein they shall eat it. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water.
Can't eat it raw, can't boil it inside.
But roast with fire. His head with his legs and with the puritans thereof. Now I'm going to jump to 21. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, draw out and take your lamb according to your families and kill the Passover.
Kill the Passover?
It means kill the animal when they do.
Okay, so
that Passover.
I asked you to repeat the first sentence because it says, in the first year, that this is what you should do.
It also says that you should keep these, is that the 23rd chapter?
Do you think maybe they forgot?
It's in the same chapter.
Did they forget to give the direct generation? Okay.
This is 23. For the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians, and when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the two side posts, the Lord will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come into your house to smite you. And ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever.
So we have to eat, at least if nothing else, we have to eat lamb or goat for the Passover.
Wait, was that a commitment? 360
forever.
days a year, 364 days a year.
We didn't say that.
No.
unless there's another feast day that has a law like that. But that doesn't mean, but he also named other meats that we could eat. That's what he was telling me. Other criteria of the meats that we could eat.
I mean, Rashad, y'all don't have to worry. Y'all are vegan. See, you're not under the same. You're not under the covenant like we are. We observe it, but you don't, because you're not Israelite. You don't really have to observe it.
Right. Right. Well, most scripture, most versions of the Bible, there's no directive that you have to meet that people actually follow.
Most guys aren't directed.
And if I wanted to hear you guys tell me, because if I'm arguing and I'm telling people that you have nothing in the Bible and now I'm finding out it's true, then that's, I mean,
God is our director.
Right, so
God of Israel, he's our director.
And that's why I asked you in the beginning if you believed in the Bible. Because if you don't, because like we keep the Passover ceremony, so that means we eat the lamb because we believe in the Bible like that.
I mean, you follow everything though. I mean,
to the best of our ability. We can't go get a goat or a lamb and kill it ourselves. Peter would be at the door trying to get it. So we do have to go to the, we just do it to the best of our ability. So that's why I asked you that, because if you don't even keep the Passover, you don't have to worry about it. We do.
So can I say this?
Yep.
There's gonna come a time where everybody on this whole planet will keep the laws of this Bible. Just remember that.
Well, I don't think we're thinking far different from each other. I mean, you guys seem to be on a very similar page. Our culture's gone to shit. Our the way we eat has gone to shit. The way we think, the way we feel. But there's what's the thing between us that's still different? Is there something different? What do you think that is?
We're Hebrew Israelites.
Right. Okay.
And we may not be.
So it's just a cultural difference. It's tradition.
Not tradition, but cultural difference.
Okay. So.
But
I mean, how important is that though to eat the body of another animal?
To us, it's very important because we fear our God. And we want to appease him. It's salvation, so we don't do every after.
I gotta be honest, I think he would forgive you guys if you just gave up the...
I'm not going.
Well, you are. I get it, but...
I'm not going to just say that.
But something I hear often is God would never give us the ability to understand why he makes a decision.
Isaiah 55.
My God, I'm not talking about a God. I'm just talking about what I hear people say. I hear all the time is that God wouldn't allow us to even understand what this means.
That's not true. The truth is,
we got a script.
It's Isaiah 55 and 8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord.
Read that again.
This is Isaiah 55 and 8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways and my thoughts.
We just follow because we trust and we know and we believe that his ways are better than ours. He has our best benefit. He created all of this and
But
us.
didn't he also say right there that your ways shouldn't be my ways?
No. He gave us the book so our ways can be more like his ways. That's why. That's why.
Okay, so I can see that I can't fight for that Passover. But what about the rest of the year? Can I get you guys to make a commitment to eat?
We do the best of our ability. We do the best of our ability. We can't give it all to you. We have all
the best of your ability is the only time you have to eat meat.
What if it comes down
an animal
to where I have nothing but a piece of chicken?
Well, that's not gonna happen.
Hey,
there's food everywhere,
now it is. Yeah.
This is Romans chapter 14, and I'm gonna start at the top.
Well, no, exactly.
It says,
So, you don't need it to survive.
him that is weak in the faith receive you, but not to doubtful disputations. For one believeth that he may eat all things, another who is weak eateth herbs. Let not him that eateth despise him that eat not, and let him which eat not judge him that eateth. For the Most High have received him.
I'm here to warm your heart. That's all. I just want you to think about the animals that you don't have to.
But he gave us certain animals that we can't even kill. He's all right with that. But that don't mean we have to try to consume all the ones that said was all right. We have to find the balance within ourselves.
Well, that's great.
Everything has a purpose. Everything on the earth has a purpose.
It's cool, man. We understand. We do support vegan restaurants. We eat there and all that. We believe in that.
But this isn't for vegans here. This
that's animal
this
rights.
is just to respect the
Animals-
lives of the animals that nobody's thinking about.
Well, really,
the
y'all
ones
should
that
go and
have no voice.
protest those forums where they're abusing animals. They're go to.
I'm not protesting.
Tyson, all these different
Chicken farms.
Chicken farms. They're abusing animals.
No, I'm just having a conversation with you. I mean, I respect your message. I really do. I respect that you guys are out here talking to people, and
I think your message should be presented to those people, though. Because we understand that the scriptures say, get Proverbs 12 and 10.
well, while you look that up,
Proverbs 12 and 10.
I can't expect Tyson to change because we are the ones giving Tyson the
Proverbs 12
money.
and
Why
10.
would they stop?
I don't buy Tyson products.
Yeah,
Well,
it's Proverbs 12 and 10. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel.
There you go, man.
That's it, you know. That's why it said when we read about the Passover, it said get a goat without blemish and or lamb or sheep or without blemish, and then keep it from the first day of the month until the 14th. So we're gonna live and care for that animal for 2 weeks.
What do you want me to take from this encounter?
Before we kill it, just the information that we don't only eat meat all day. We don't consume high amounts of
So if I
flesh all the
hadn't
time.
brought up veganism, what would you have said to me if I stopped and said, "Tell me more"?
Well, just said, just
Just
listen.
tell you, hey,
There you go.
we'll just prophesy to you. Okay, and this is one of the prophecies that the Bible speaks of. Okay,
There's another.
there's so much that we could go into. We literally like every day all week.
So you guys are against all of this violence.
Well, no, we're here to tell you that these things are coming to America.
We can't. We're just here to give the warning that
Oh,
these things are coming.
they're already here though. I don't
I mean,
understand.
yeah, they're here to a certain extent, but
Full-fledged.
That woman
You're-
that just
you're-
walked by, she's a product of it already came. No?
Right, but this is going to happen to most of the people.
What's this
is
from
the
there?
So if I
going to happen. This is the mark of the beast that the Bible speaks of. This is the technology that they built up that they want to control the people with by putting this in your body. Okay? And the moment you take this and you succumb to this society, and to this beast that has this, you signed up for this when the whistles hit on World War III. You're going to automatically get this.
What's the solution? Or are you just telling us?
Well, we talk about a solution
What is it?
that we have to call upon the Heavenly Father.
well, the solution is for these people on the side. If you're an Israelite, if you go back to these people, then you have a solution.
If you're not, then you don't have a solution.
Yep.
That's the words of the
Oh, your
Bible.
answer sounds pretty bleak.
It's messed up, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's very significant.
Well,
Dark times are coming to America.
we both feel we found a way to figure this out. But it sounds like yours is a dead end. I don't understand how.
No,
Like,
ours has a future.
beyond like physical life, is that what we're talking about? That future?
All of it.
I think we can make this place a better place.
Nah. Then go take down Tyson, and then go take down all these pork farms.
That's what this conversation is.
Chemtrails.
Maybe you guys don't eat Tyson, but you know someone
I
that eats
just
at
use
Tyson,
that.
and everybody
I
does.
understand, I just
Talk
use
to
that as an
somebody.
example.
Tell them, let these companies that are ruining us.
Out here, man.
We've been out here for years.
We're on the same page, and you won't even take my piece of
we
literature.
don't.
I'm gonna take what you gave me forever.
We still heard you.
Get that to somebody
All right,
else.
guys.
We got it.
You got your
Appreciate you guys talking.
got it on
really,
tape.
really respect what you guys are doing.
It's on film.
Y'all stay safe out here, man. It's dangerous. The Covington message presented in that way. You know? Anyway.
I mean, shit, all the vegetables and the grass and the plants,
Yeah, talk to Monsanto. I know y'all know that part.
it's all destroyed, man.
Yeah.
All the stuff that you eat in the grocery markets, it's all defiled, man. It tells you that in Ezekiel that you shall eat your defiled bread among the Gentiles, man. So Esau is messing that up, man. These Edomites here, you know, they
So you know that dude.
Oh, hell no.
It ain't vegan.
You don't get that big just eating
Come
vegetables.
on. Come on. What you talking about, man?
He probably just got on to the movie.
He's a babe in veganism.
He's a newly convert.
Yeah.
He ain't did the 10-day experiment yet, man. And what's funny was I've talked to people like that before, and a lot of times what they like to do is they like to start a debate or an argument, and then try to use the Bible against those that don't know the Bible. But since we do know the Bible, that's the difference. We know it. Hey, if you call yourself a Hebrew Israelite, you're in the Bible, and you only eat meat, like meat-based diet, you're going off, man.
That's against our heritage, man. That wasn't in our culture to consume a bunch of meat all the time.
Read that again.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 37 and verse 30. For excess of meats bringeth sickness.
Right, and we're not supposed to be dwelling in sickness like that.
Hey, can you bring up the nigga woman sign, bro? Cause it shows that's what happens when you have excess of meats. The right here, all of this, that's a lot. That's excess of meats, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a balanced diet up there. That's why you got so many of our people with these health complications, high cholesterol, cancer,
Diabetes.
Diabetes. It's because if you don't know how to eat, and our people have a plantation-based diet. You know, they feel like eating what you call it, chillings. You know, and access to fried foods with a bunch of salt. Foods with a bunch of salt on it is great food. Now that's slave food, man. You know, you're supposed to be eating your herbs, man, your spinaches, your kales, you know, your cabbages, you know, the foods that green brings forth life, man. But when you just eating a bunch of sauces and fried and smoked meats, hey, that don't do well with your body, man. It's acidic. It's acidic. You know, our bodies are supposed to be alkaline, and it's more than just meat. You know, our people focus on that. You got fish, things like that.
Let me stop it, man. Let me say this. But you can't be too alkaline either. You have to have a balance of it. You know, but you don't want to be neutral or acidic. You want to be more toward the low numbers, the single-digit numbers of alkalinity in your body. And that'll prevent the sicknesses from coming into your body. Okay? So there's a balance.
And if you really went to, because we could have went further into it with them, but we could have asked them if they eat certain candies, you know, because certain candies got pork in it, which means it got animals in it. So if they don't eat, if they were to say they eat those certain candies, then they not vegan food, you know.
Salt off.
Give me a neon one because I got like a few of those.
Gummy worms and things like that.
The neon green one.
Yeah, or if you eat Jello, you know that guy. That's
no. The other neon.
Anything that has
the other green.
A lot of those foods is derived from either swine or beef and cow. And sometimes on those labels, they never tell you exactly which animal those oils derive from. Man. You gotta call the companies and have them be specific about what they put in the ingredients. It's all hell, man. This place that's why it's known as the Valley of the Shadow of Death, man. So, you know, everything about this place, it just results in death. Your diet is death, your culture is death. You know, what you consume in your body, man, it all leads to death, man. Okay? And Esau, he knew a little something about, you know, the herbs and understanding. Like the scriptures say, man, you're supposed to regard the life of your beast. But our people, when they consume so much beast, we can kind of see that they have that beast-like nature about them, man. They turn into beasts, man. You know?
So I mean, these women ain't beasts.
Look at them, man.
Beasts. Wildebeest.
That's right.
Behemoth and whatnot else, man. Look at these women, man.
No judgment whatsoever.
No balance, no discipline.
They just eat till they full, eat till they can't consume anymore.
Which beef run off instincts.
Yeah.
They don't have no judgment.
Now you see a regular, when there's a big woman at the buffets, man, they got all the king crab legs on their plate. They got the mussels, the shrimp, you know, the ham, you know, everything that's bad. Everything you ain't supposed to be eating according to the dietary law, man. Hey, but you see us when we out eating. Hey, we order foods that don't even necessarily have meat, man. You know? That's
I had
just
that vegan taco, boy.
hummus wraps and things of that sort. Eat a bunch of greens, man, a bunch of herbs. Hey, because the scriptures is the balance for everything, man.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, the scriptures talk about having temperance, man. Which temperance means self-control, having self-restraint. You know, the scriptures say not to give to every sort of pleasure.
Just because chicken wings taste good don't mean you gotta eat 800 of them. With no salad or something with it. I wanted this brother to grab this right quick. 38:1.
Ecclesiastes chapter 38, verse 1. Honor a physician with the honor.
He thought he knew about health and veganism, but he didn't realize, he thought he was going to come up and get anybody talking the Bible to stop eating meat I already been dealing with people like that.
And he never knew that there was a scripture in there that commanded us to eat meat.
Because whoever he battled against didn't know anything. They don't know it was there, they didn't bring it up or whatever else, nor the agreement with that veganism about what Daniel, what the brother said. I wasn't going to tell him that at first, I was going to wait. That was abominable meats that they were trying to get them to eat. Okay? But the point is still made about meat in general. You can eat kosher meat all day, but you're still going to get caught up with them sicknesses of eating too much meat. Go ahead, bro. But a physician would know the difference and know the right balance to give somebody. Sometimes you need to put a little. That's why we had the lamb at the Passover. When you really think about it, we're about to go on a long journey. We're going to need something that take a while to break down. We don't know the next time we're going to be able to stop and eat. Because we're running from Pharaoh. He's about to chase us. We're going to have to be having little yayas, a bit of herbs, all right?
So like, and that whole vegan doctrine, that is nothing new to the Son. You know, going back when Apostle Paul and Timothy and Titus and them, when they were on the mission, you had doctrines in the churches that was springing up, and basically because you had certain guys that were weak in the faith, they felt like they should only eat herbs only, because that's why Apostle Paul gave the order that, hey, if me eating meat causes you to be offended, I won't eat meat. But don't judge that person that do eat meat, and vice versa. You don't judge the person who don't eat meat. Okay. But there was a doctrine that was arising from that, because the issue was about eating meats that were offered unto idols. Okay, that was what the argument was. So you had certain dudes like, you know what, to not eat meat that could be possibly a sacrifice unto devils, I'ma just not eat meat, period. Because they were more weaker in the faith. But you can't create a doctrine out of that, man, because the Lord said that I read it already. It slipped my mind. But basically, when you read 1 Timothy the 4th chapter, it talks about how in the last days, they go some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. And it also says they're teaching to abstain from meats and from marriage. That was also a doctrine. You ain't supposed to marry. You're supposed to just remain celibate and just,
that's why he had to
marry the
exactly. Okay. So he was basically forewarning Timothy about what he was hearing, the type of heresies that were being brought up in the church, man. Okay? And to abstain from eating meat completely, that was a doctrine. And that wasn't backed up by scripture. That wasn't a part of the scriptures, man. So if you got Israelites that believe that they're Israelites, but they're teaching that same doctrine that Edomite was bringing, he's going off. Okay? The Lord created in the dietary law what was lawful, what was clean, and what wasn't clean. Okay? And you gonna tell me Yahweh Shai, he sinned? He fed the multitude with fish and loaves, man.
Yeah.
They held the Passover. Go ahead,
Top. Ecclesiasticus chapter 38 and verse 1. Honor a physician with the honor due unto him, for the uses which ye may have of him. For the Lord hath created him, for of the Most High cometh healing.
The Lord hath created him, and from the Most High
cometh healing.
And he shall receive honor of the king.
He should be honored.
The skill of the physician shall lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he shall be in admiration. The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth.
He created the medicines out of earth. So just because you can't eat meat don't mean that you should consume your whole life with it. Because if it said from meat cometh sickness, it's supposed to be silly. Anyway, he says from eating meat cometh sickness. Well, medicines come from the earth. So to cure sickness, you need medicine, right? Well, the medicines come from the earth. So if you eat them together, or you eat more of the herb or the medicine than the sickness, what causes sickness, you eat too much, eat it in good balance, guess what? You have a healthier life. Okay? It's better for you to eat it that way. And know what? I'm gonna tell you, right? How I live is like this. It's cheaper to buy herbs and leafy greens and vegetables and fruits than to buy a whole lot of meat.
Yeah.
It's just cheaper. Yeah, you gotta buy it more often and all of that because the shelf life isn't that long, and you can freeze meat. That's what the problem was like at the time of the Great Depression in certain other places. Slavery or whatever, when we had meat, we freeze it up and then we go cook it all up and try to make jerky
Or salted.
Salt it up, yeah, to conserve it for a long time. But truth be told, you can walk through the certain areas and have that, and have your meat. And have your herbs and have something to eat. The scriptures also talk about when you can go and just pick the grapes, eat. You can go in the cornfield and pick the corn, just as long as you don't put the sickle to it or leaves you some for the next person. Okay? Let alone not forgetting that it's the owner, that it's his land. He ain't gonna mind if you eat up a handful or two. You don't put some on your brother when you start. You have something? You wanna talk about some character?
Just go with the story. Well, matter of fact, let me get this. This is Sirach 39 and 25. It says, "For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, honey, milk, and the blood of grape, and oil and clothing. All these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinner they are turned into evil."
Hey, because if you overuse it, if you abuse it, I don't say substance abuse, but if you abuse those things, it can be used for evil. Blood of the grape, if you drink too much wine, you become a brawler, rager, and go killing yourself and killing somebody else. As an example. Overeat meat, guess what? You eat too much, you get messed up, you die.
Too much salt.
Salt,
You get health complications.
fire, you play with fire, you burn up and die. Okay?
Same with the oils. Oils you eat them. You know, Jake like to fry his fruit, man. Look what happens, man. You get gout. You know, you get everything bad. High cholesterol. You know, it's a balance to it, like your brother's saying.
Job chapter 6, verse 6. Can that which is unsavory be eaten without salt? Or is there any taste in the white of an egg? So that proves that, we just eat eggs back in the day.
And it says there any taste in the whites of an egg?
Yeah.
That's protein. Egg whites, man. You can eat egg whites. You know?
And with the yolk.
Yep. And with the yolk.
A lot of protein, man. Same thing with fish. Fish has a lot of protein in it.
And
good protein and amino acid.
Yeah, amino acids and omega 3s.
Fatty acids, which are healthy. You know, it lowers your bad cholesterol and increases the good cholesterol. You know.
Psalms chapter 104, verse 14. He causes the grass the growth of the cattle, and earth for the service of man, that he may go bring forth food out of the earth, and wine that maketh glad the heart of man, and oil to make his face to shine, and bread which strengtheneth man's heart.
That's plain, man. I don't know if you That's ridiculous. See, the Most High shows example. That woman that walked by, she was a prime example.
Fucking water buffalo, man.
She's beyond that. Beyond a water buffalo.
She eat shrimp, crawfish, lobster, pork. That's what that is, man.
Yeah.
Triple cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
Bacon cheeseburgers.
Bacon all over it.
Western bacon cheese. Barbecue bacon cheeseburgers.
And you better believe she has trouble breathing.
Hell yeah, she got her hands on her hips right now and she just crossed the street.
She walked the block and a half. She walked the block and a half.
Yeah, really, when you get that big, like if you go, work out, eat right, your body still is not gonna look right.
To lose all that fat.
All that, fatty, that loose skin and shit. You gotta go over the knife. So you gotta go to Esau.
You went too far.
Because and that shows you how demonic America is. Because America's obesity rates, they're the highest in like the world, man. They got
some like you.
Yeah, to show my 600-pound life, and then it went to like my 800-pound life. Like
bigger and bigger.
Yeah, they just keep getting huger.
What was the fattest loser?
Yeah, the biggest loser.
Biggest loser.
Yeah, like in the show, my 600 to 800-pound life, man. The families of the people complain about how much they eat, but it's the families giving them the food. It's not like they gonna get up and get it. I'm still hungry. Yeah, she brought like 3 plates.
I seen an Edomite on one of them shows. He was taking a bath in a trough, man. Like for animals.
Yeah.
God damn.
I saw somebody order out of the Oprah Montel Williams years ago. They had to get into the hospital, they had to cut the wall out of the house and get a forklift to bring him out.
Yeah.
When was that? Once she couldn't make it through the door, when did something change? That's the problem with our people. We're going to heal the people from this. One of them was Jake, right? That I've seen.
Yeah.
When are our people going to learn to stop going to that level? What the hell you fat ass getting all this money to keep eating like that? How you gonna every meal you gonna have $83 worth of food every meal? Who can afford that? For $83, you can afford a gym membership out of that and still eat. Come on now. Like it's something you can do. You can go for walks, and it's just a healthy thing.
Where's the progression? You see yourself getting this big, and you just like, I'm gonna just break the record.
Yeah. Just keep going.
Like that's ridiculous. And that's what the brother was saying. They have no self-restraint, man. You just eat and eat. Because one, the food has no nutritional value, so you never feel as if you're full. And then when you're eating such an acidic diet, alkaline, you can't process them alkaline foods. When they get on your tongue, you're like, nah, it tastes too bitter. Hey, but that's where the goods are at. The nutritional value is in the bitter foods,
I got to spread this way. So Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination unto the Lord, but a just weight is his delight.
Unbalanced diet.
Exactly, kind of like the brother said, a false balance is an abomination unto the Lord. And that goes into everything, not just food, But since we're talking about particular food, even going into sugars. They say sugar is more addictive than drugs, man. You know, so with that, look at Jake, the Jake household. You got your Pop-Tarts, you got your cereals, you got your Starburst, your Skittles, your Sour Patch Kids, your sour strips. You know, all those sugars are like the high fructose corn syrups and different sugars like that, Yellow 5 and all these different additives that Esau adds. But you never see just Jake children eating natural fruits. You know, fruits that have natural sugars, man.
Let me say like this: when you're talking about when the body's running acidic versus alkaline, a lot of times the sugars and different things that Esau put into these foods, they hit certain receptors in your mind that say that you're satisfied versus the natural fruits and sugars, the fructose and sucralose and all those things that you first feel, that you feel your body with those herbs and those nutrients that come from that. The receptors should be hitting on those things.
Because he's a high level witch, man. All these different food companies, they have MSG, which is monosodium glutamate, and which is just basically like an additive to food. Like if you might have in your pantry the seasoning called Accent. That's nothing but MSG, man. It's just like a flavor enhancer, you know? But food is already supposed to have its natural flavor, but Esau takes the nutritional value out of it and then adds all this BS, well, because he's saying, to preserve shelf life and do these different things, but really it's all killing you, man. You know? Jake ain't gonna get it. They like that hot Cheeto puffs, you know, when you can set those on fire, man. You know, but when you're consuming all these different foods, not only does it mess up your body, but it takes your mind too. You know?
Alright. It was
I think his brother had a script.
I got it.
Oh, he got it, 413.
Yep.
He got it.
You got it?
Yeah, he's the same script, yep.
Ezekiel chapter 4:13. And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles,
Bread defiled among the Gentiles,
whither I will drive them.
Yeah, who the Gentiles talking about in their scripture? Esau, man. Esau is the ultimate Gentile in that scripture that, you know, destroys the food, man. Destroys the herbs of the ground, the grass, you know, the different vegetables and fruits, you know, and cause the animals to eat it, which, you know, that goes into the animal's body and, you know, with all that pollution in it, pesticides and what chemicals, and, you know, it's just transferred to humans. Humans eat it. Eat the food. So it's just a circle revolving around just pure pollution.
We said earlier, in a sense, you are what you eat. People eat too much of one thing, you begin to get bugged out like whatever that was. And that Edomite didn't know that. Okay, if you eat too much meat, it's gonna bug you out. You eat the pesticides. If you eat meat that the animal had fear on them, or it had scared or whatever, tortured or whatever, that energy does go into you. Now the other thing I was gonna say was man, what was that? It was something that he just said. It's like I don't remember, I lost it. But basically, man, what was it? I lost it.
Was he done with
That was it. It was
Yeah, I think that was it.
I got something. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 25. It says, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things.
Temperate, balanced, or exhibits self-constraint. And what's the other saying that they say? All things in moderation. That's basically what that's talking about right there.
It says, now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible.
They do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. We do it because it's the good. Like that one, they really had that corruptible crown. I want to go vegan, save the animals, and you know, that's our cause.
Esau, they try to act like, you know, that they so they try to become humanitarian.
Yeah. They pro-earth and
pro-earth.
Yeah.
You know, they try to act like they are righteous people with these type of movements. But like I said, once you go and channel that energy against these corporations, the big corporations, that's actually responsible for, you know, these the harming of the animals, the quality of the food that you're consuming. You know.
And what did he say? I can't take down Tyson. why you gonna try to take down us? That's the problem. The more you guys give it to them, we don't give it to them like that. But if they stop selling it, Jake would have a chance to not eat it. Like if you really big down all of that, you just want to come over here and try to stop us from doing something or try to convert. I know the argument that those guys, a lot of those people do. It's just an argument. See if I took some of your message, and I'll take some of mine. We had your message already, but we can't agree with it 100%.
I mean, yeah, you don't eat flesh, right? Just because you're so concerned with the animals. But are you okay with homosexuals and transgenders? You okay with them teaching your children that it's okay to be gender neutral? Do you support so-called white supremacy, which they happen to try to protect in the mainstream media? You know, we could get more deeper, man. You ain't righteous just because you don't eat meat.
They don't give you no credit, man. You're not standing on the highways at one because they can't.
You eat a mic, you know.
But speaking of even Jake that do it, man. Hey, if you're not out here on the highways and hedges, man, you get no honor. Because we're not out here to get honor. We just out here to do the working of the Lord, man.
That's right. You Jake's out there that's pro vegan. What is that doing for our people? You know what I mean? They're gonna eat defiled food regardless.
And we let them wicked ass people live longer to push the other wickedness in their lives that they're doing for longer amounts of time on the earth.
Which shows you that the Bible is the answer to everything, man. Because every topic is touched on within the scripture. But you need to understand it. You know? The Most High hasn't opened your eyes into that reality. Exactly, bro.
This is Sirach 18 and verse 8.
I like that.
It says, "What is man, and whereto serveth he? What is his good, and what is his evil?" You know? Hey, we already know what's good according to the word, man. The word of the Heavenly Father is good. Okay, we're not good. As long as we're in the flesh, we're not good, man. Yeah. All right? What was that? Ecclesiastes 7? Oh, yeah. 7 and 1, if I'm not mistaken.
No, this is Ecclesiastes 7 and 1. A good name is better than precious ointment. Ecclesiastes 7 and 20. For there is not a just man upon earth that doeth good and sinneth not.
Yep. We all fall short, man. You know, you could try to play the part like, you know, you care about the earth and you care about this, which, you know, because really this world was created for our sakes anyway. It was created for us to enjoy. And yeah, it's fucked up that we gotta witness this devil pollute it and destroy it and sabotage it and leave it in the predicament and conditions that it's in. You know, that grieves our spirit to have to deal with that, man. Seeing all of the birds flying up the sky, man, the whales beaching themselves, you know.
The ocean full of trash.
Yeah, man, just destroying everything, man. You ain't supposed to do that. We're supposed to be able to enjoy this, man. They supposed to be able to breathe in water, and we supposed to be able to breathe on the surface, man.
That's right.
Okay, but hey, just when you have these type of concerns, that's a good thing, but that still doesn't make you righteous.
Right.
Okay? Because he'll feel this way, but still have some type of perversion in him, man. You know, we could have went into it like, okay, let's sidetrack for a minute. Let's get off of veganism and all that. Let's deal with morality. You know, you feel that homosexuals they should be free to roam around? I guarantee you, he wouldn't have gave you the biblical answer.
I guarantee he would have took his ass up the street quick.
Yeah.
They don't want to tackle the real issues and problems here in this wicked ass country.
Do you feel like what your forefathers did to these people? Do you feel like that should be avenged? Do you think that people should pay for that? You know, and watch how Esau spin. Watch how he gets hypocritical. You know, Watch how he watch how he deflects, and then he all of a sudden turned into the victim.
Yep.
That's what they do. You know?
Isaiah chapter 64, verse 6. But we are all as an unclean thing, and all of our righteousness are as filthy rags.
Man.
And we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities, like the wind, have taken us away.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say a moment ago, I remember what it was. Hey, the bees, man. You can kill off the, you see what Esau's doing, but he'll kill off something in the ecosystem. That'll start the ecosystem declining. Just killing the bees will kill the earth. And he's been doing that. The bee numbers are near extinction levels. For the pollination.
What you need to do, brother, is put that in the sun. Stop playing.
Flowers, and from that to the fruits.
Show me what you twerk with. Show me what you got, baby. Show me you can twerk this shit. Show me what you got, baby. Show me what you twerk with. Show me what you got, baby. Show me you can twerk.
He made sure he did that right when he got it.
Satan, man.
That's how you know that was shit.
But issues like that, man, are bigger issues than how much meat you're eating.
Now, fuck the meat. Esau's trying to create. And the brothers did a lesson on it, man. Esau is basically coming up with a solution to try to
have a new moon,
lower the temperature of what they call climate change.
Right.
So basically, what they want to do is create clouds made out of aerosols to block out the sun.
So add more aerosol. They said for a while, global warming. But what's the hole in the ozone layer? It's caused by aerosols. So you're gonna make another aerosol cloud to put in the sky, okay? To turn the heat down.
Basically, using toxic chemicals.
Toxic chemicals.
Using
But they're doing it already. Like in LA, that ain't natural. What's that layer? It's small, but what is it called? The marine layer. That marine layer. That's most of that's small. Most of that's small. That's not the ocean.
They always say that on the news.
Yeah, they say like it's something okay. No, that's mostly small chemical. Why is it so heavy over LA? And it's not just in LA County. It just stretches out to the Inland Empire.
And China's worse.
And I was gonna say, China's even worse.
They always have those, especially when it was on the strip, they always had the little masks.
Little medical badges,
All we doing is every second we're breathing in toxic chemicals, man. You know, we breathing in all type of toxic pollution. And it's breaking down our bodies, man. And that's why a lot of people are dying at an alarming rate. Okay. And this is part of population control. All right, Bill Gates and them, they coming up with all type of ideas to reduce the Earth's population. That's why they come in with these different so-called solutions. Okay, they want you to be reliant upon drugs, pharmaceutical drugs. Okay, they want you to breathe in aerosols. You know, eat GMOs, drink fluoridated water. Everything is just created to give you a slow kill.
Oh, it's a lot. That's what I was thinking about MSG monosodium glutamate. It blocks, basically most of these harden your, calcifies the pineal gland. But like MSG, it blocks your receptors from learning. That's why if you go into the cities of the states where people eat a lot of that MSG food, like the South has it in like everything that they make. They have all these southern dishes that take time and everything to make, but then they have shortcuts for certain seasonings for the flavor, right? Well, that MSG is what they're using, but that MSG blocks your learning receptors to where it can't connect together so you can get understanding. Okay, that's in that. That's a device that this man has created that now makes our people stupid as hell.
And lowers their connection to the Father, man.
Right.
Yeah. That spiritual connection, you know? And Esau did that, you know, he did that by design.
Yep.
You know, that's part of his snares, that's part of what he does to cast the nation of Israel down. Keep them with a bad diet, keep them with demons on them, so that they don't get that close connection with the Father.
Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 25. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth. And I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain.
Yeah, that's what he's going to do to America, man. He's going to have to burn this place up. Okay? There's too much pollution. All these different pollutants, a lot of it is created in the laboratories here in Babylon. Man. Okay? Monsanto, that's an American corporation. Yeah. They create all type of toxic chemicals and weed killing. What they call it, glyphosate.
Yep.
All right, all that is created at Monsanto, man. And they put it in your drink. They put it in your cereals.
They put it in, I think, beer
they put it in your beer and your
wine.
Now, man. And they know people love to consume, wine and beer, man.
They're about to have a mouthful of phosphates tonight.
Oh, they already on it.
Yeah. You know where they put it?
People walking up and down.
It's in Heineken, Corona. Yep. I believe it was Coors, like Jake, more Jake beers. You know what I mean? And if they drinking Old English, that's already.
That's with Heineken. I can't drink it.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Heineken, really?
Yeah. It has
gloss. I've been Heineken. I'm 55 years old. I've been drinking Heineken my whole life.
It has levels of glyphosate in it. That's weed killer.
Yeah. Corona is, if you don't have nothing else, let me get a Corona with a line. It's automatically to say that.
I got some article on MSG. It says MSG is claimed to cause asthma, headaches, brain damage.
Yep.
It's going in. It says monosodium glutamate is a common food additive that is used to enhance flavor. It is derived from.
Hey, like you said it earlier, bro. When you cook with natural and fresh foods, not the processed foods, the natural flavor is delicious. You don't need to add salt when you add garlic. It's already a flavor of that. Meat already has a certain flavor. The nutrients, that same nasty vitamin taste that you don't like, already have nutrients that once you get used to that, that has its own flavor. That's why we like lamb, because the different they're called the different nutrients that's in the lamb have a certain flavor that you don't need to add salt to, that you don't need to add sauce and all that to. The way we cook, like for the Passover, when we roast it with fire, that gives it a natural taste and flavor that's desirable to the palate. Okay, we don't need to add all these other things into it.
It says MSG is derived from the amino acid glutamate or glutamic acid, which is one of the most abundant amino acids in nature. It says glutamic acid is a non-essential amino acid, meaning that your body can produce it. MSG is a white crystalline powder that resembles table salt or sugar.
Which is basically another drug. All this shit is drugs. It's all.
What about that? The artificial sweeteners, that's in like
all
that shit.
Yeah.
Yo, that's bacteria shit, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm an engineer. Straight up. I know.
Yeah, terrible.
You class the
Estrogen and the arsenics that's in the fruit juices and
We're
stuff.
not from it, we live it.
I lived here too. 4 years.
It says it is made by fermenting starches. MSG enhances the savory, meaty, umami flavor.
The flavor. And that's what gets you addicted. You just keep eating it, because you want to get, you like the taste.
I was just gonna say that these women was, we use that as an example, but you Jakes particularly, you don't know when to stop.
What do you think they put in?
Just on taste.
Krispy Kreme donuts.
Krispy Kreme and McDonald's.
Yeah.
You mind if I take your pictures?
We ordered not us. You take pictures of the side.
Okay.
What did he say in that movie? Booty Tank, electric bird. He said, we get to the point where people don't eat because they're hungry. They eat because they just gotta have another electric bird. That's McDonald's Sony's fat food. You know what I'm saying?
And in all these articles dealing with MSG is bringing up Moab wicked ass, man. And they going to cook.
Oh yeah, they're right behind Esau when it comes to creating destruction. They got it. That's why the Lord got to get their ass too, man.
Yep.
All their inventions and technological
They make fake
creations,
fake food.
Yeah, they make rice.
I know that. Stand
lettuce,
fuck, man. I got high blood pressure. I'm 55 years old, but I look good for my age, right? Not too bad. 65,
You don't look 55.
I'm double 5, baby. Stay alive.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
These heathens, they jacking up our earth, man.
I love you, shit.
You know?
The parts of the earth.
They create all those different factories that's releasing all the pesticides, all that stuff into the air, man. You know, setting up all these different cell towers.
Yeah.
Oh man, that 5G is a bitch, man.
It's leading to a lot of all that radiation, man.
No. Give us 6
radiation.
Let's get that.
That's that micro radiation. Microwave.
Yeah.
That's gonna kill off millions of
Going
people.
right through our asses. The 4G fucking or something.
Already. Yeah.
Wow.
And what you said about Moab right behind Esau?
Yep.
Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 8. I gotta read to 11. Thus saith the Lord power, behold, that Moab and Seir do say, Moab is the biblical nationality of the Chinese, and Seir is the another name, biblical nationality of Esau, so-called white. All right. Behold, because that Moab and Seir do say, behold, the house of Judah is like unto all the heathen. Therefore, behold, I will open the side of Moab from the cities, from his cities, which are on his frontiers. The glory of the country of Beth-Jessamon and Baal Meon and Kirithaim unto the men of the east with the Ammonites, and will give them in possession, that the Ammonites may not be remembered among the nations. And I will issue judgments upon Moab, and they shall know that I am the Lord.
So he gonna have to stop these gooks too, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man. What about that college cheating shit, bro? That college shit, man.
It's just
that
another
shit crazy,
layer.
man.
Yeah. It's just another layer of wickedness that this damn white man, he's getting exposed on every level right now.
And that college, that thing happened in college, that been going on, and it's still going on.
Dude, I'm 55.
Yeah. And that was just one guy that got caught.
Mechanical Corp, hit me up. I'm DJ Digital.
Okay.
We'll talk. And, I was denied a lot of opportunities.
You said it's still going on?
I know what I'm saying. That was just one guy they caught.
Yeah.
But imagine how many different guys like that they got doing that for Edomites.
Yeah.
All right, and you dumbass niggas think that Esau's so smart. You finding out that this motherfucker, he never been that smart.
He tried to insult you about black people got a low IQ.
Yes.
But and then this happens. You see that? That's been their insult for centuries. That we have a low intelligence quotient.
Put that on the Django? Yeah. So see them dimples? You don't find the dimples on our people.
Yeah, man. But these people, they do, man. And like the brother Yashawama say, the man who's in charge, the rulers, the ruling class people, which are these red Hebrew Edomites, so-called white people, you see that they're in control of the world, but look at the condition. Look at how everything is going under this man's world. So if it's like this, then how could you say that such an individual have a high intelligence? He's not intelligent at all, man. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Okay, you're wise to do evil. You know how to create all type of inventions that lead to the furthering of death of many people.
Yeah, just because you got a secret society and you try to keep a secret. Hey, by the way, that secret's out the bag. Just because you have one and y'all got secret plans don't make you smart. Because the overall plan is stupid in the first place.
Yeah. You killing yourself in the process, man.
What? And making it even worse from when the Most High God, but you act like they ain't real.
All right, take
DJ
it.
Digital, like Tom Mechanical Corp. Dude, I'm the man.
All right.
Bet.
Look me up on YouTube.
Okay. I'm 55.
5'5".
I look good, right?
You know, Jake always got to put they what is it called? Like they what's it called, marketing, you know, on the.
Yeah.
Tabor Cafe
We might have some cool beats, some music, whatever we do, but they got to do what we doing right now.
Yeah, engineer and a
Wrong. But Jake does do it all. No, but that's the thing. Like Esau, that don't make you smart, man. Your plan is stupid. The first dumb thing you did was to try to act like there was no power, there was no God.
This motherfucker try to create a hole in the ozone. You dumping trash on the outer space. How is that a smart man?
Right.
Trying to you want to launch a rocket launch at the moon. You destructive. Like what type of person that's evil to himself? How could that person be considered intelligent? A man that's evil to themselves, to who will he do good? You know? But that man, he's gonna decide whether you're intelligent or not.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here, man. Because I got scripture. So Revelation 11 and 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward to thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. Okay? And we all know who's in charge, man. Okay? He's destroying the whole earth, man.
I like that. Revelation.
All that nuclear radiation that's released into the sea.
Yeah.
We all know who's responsible. The oil rigs exploding and causing those oil spills.
And those oil rigs, when they do is they, when they're looking for oil, they release this sonar, and that what makes the whales beach themselves. It's like putting a damn blowhorn to your ear and constantly do it every 5 minutes.
It's more than 5. I think they do it like every so often second.
Yeah.
Now those vibrations can help you see underwater, but what is it doing to the assets in the water?
Yeah.
That's exactly the point. Yeah. Well, we've had major technological advances by using this technology. But
their gift, the animals, their gift is their senses, their heightened senses of hearing those whales, and that diminishes it.
Yep.
Because they do that.
Let somebody play 100 decibel music in your ear all day. Like there's studies about when you go to these concerts and the music just be bumping in your ear too much, it'll mess your ear up. So how more amplified is it for the water? Water is a conductor of sound and vibration.
Yeah, I was watching this TV show, Navy SEALs, the SEAL team or some shit. And one of the torture methods that they use was playing loud ass music with blindfolds.
Yep.
Just play loud ass rock music in your ear and shit. Play it for like 30 seconds and stop it. Play it for another 30 seconds and stop it. That's a torture method.
And the way you know that's been studied is, well, matter of fact, you just go to any Jake neighborhood. You go to Esau's neighborhoods, you don't hear the sirens like that. You go to Jake neighborhood, that siren will work on your mind all night. Whether it's police sirens, whether it's ambulance, that siren all day. and it's psychological warfare. It'll just sit there, and even when you can't hear with your ear, there's a vibration still coming in. You can't still ringing.
That's why
it's still ringing.
That's how a lot of Jakes got PTSD.
Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Yep.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
No one's gonna have it in the earth that's gonna be a beautiful thing when all this technology gets shut off. All this BS that's out here that's messing up the vibration of the earth, when all that gets shut off, it's gonna be like, woo! A moment of peace and silence. You know? Cause only somebody wicked will sit up there and just have constant action. That's why the neighborhoods are set up the way they are. Think about it. Jake neighborhoods have to deal with this constant action and energy the whole time. People walking around, the buses, all damn night, the stores, cars going. You go out to the country and different other places in the nice suburbs, it get quiet, man. They got land and space next door, you know, trees and shit.
Yeah. That's how we supposed to be living, really.
We're supposed to be living like that. But we live all bottled up to because you hear the next man fart and cough in the next building over. You hear him coughing all night because he's sick and he's on dialysis or whatever. This was all instrumentation done by this white man. He set this up this way. See that boy, right?
This is Isaiah chapter 24, verse 4. The earth mourned and faded away. The world languishing and faded away. The haughty people of the earth do languish.
That's not the earth itself. Or the rulership of this earth, the society that's set up in this earth is going to perish away and leave off. From the way this world is ran, the management of the earth is going to perish away. Okay? And then it's going to be under new management. Well, it's going to be back under old management, which was the right way.
It's 2 Peter 3:13. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness.
It's not a new earth, it's a new rulership.
Jump up a person. We don't, because like you said about the technology, imagine when that technology finally shuts, when the Lord finally shuts this technology and everything is going to be pretty much, it's going to be like a breath of relief for the animals, for the trees, for everything, man. But it's the only way for this technology to be thrown down is by that nuclear fire, man. He's got the both sides have to destroy this bitch, man. You get that?
2 Peter 3. 10. 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
And that's all your inventions, all your technology, right? All these nuclear plants, all these oil refineries. You know, everything that releases these toxins into the air, it's all going to get completely dissolved. And that's how the earth is going to be replenished, man. Okay? Cut down all the pollution, basically burn it out. Okay? All these man-made inventions, man, it's all going to get melted. All right? Because everything is trash. Esau creates trash and he sells it to you, man.
All this technology has repercussions.
Every last one. Every last one, man. That's why it's always a caution to everything that he sells you, man.
Yeah, come on.
He has to make sure he throws the caution label and disclaimer on every product that he creates.
Even in the sunglasses.
Yeah.
Sunglasses, yeah. Brother had it was sunglasses that had a warning label, like if dealing with in the state of California causes cancer or something.
Yeah, it said nickel or something it could cause cancer or that's just Esau trying to cover his ass.
It's like now on the other end in the kingdom, y'all gonna have chariots because that's the ultimate technology.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't have repercussions to destroy the destroy the circle of life, man. Because Yahushua, he came down on the chariot and he conversed with Paul, you know, and the so-called UFO, a chariot of Israel, that's technology you can't even fathom, man. You know, it's just Esau don't know how to, you know, he don't know how to do it, man. He's a base man.
But he keeps trying though, that's the thing.
He's a base man.
If he was just humble enough to just leave things and run the earth, you know, under his rule, just from what he do know and understand and what's been said before him, he can't do that. He got to try to change it up to where it fit him, to where everybody under his rule, and because and that's what his job was. Okay, you have more, right? Who else? You have more? If you want to go back to this.
11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasten unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Yep. So all this is going to dissolve, man. All this man's creations is Monsanto and these different corporations that's leading to the death of billions on the earth. It's gonna get wiped out, man. That's why we can't wait, you know, for the day of the Lord, man. We hasten it, man. We earnestly desire for the coming of the day of our Lord, man. That's gonna be the day that everything changes, man.
That's right.
All right. That's when we're gonna begin to live forever, man. After I've been in the valley of the shadow of death for so long, man.
13. Nevertheless, we according to his promise look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelling righteousness.
Yeah, and I can't wait for that, man. It's gonna be righteousness in the kingdom. You're gonna have a bunch of drunken ass, gathering broad women and, you know, a bunch of men, you know, just bugged out their mind.
Full of
pride, man. Okay? There ain't gonna be none of that going on in the kingdom, man. It's gonna be order. Order is gonna be maintained in the kingdom of heaven, man. Alright?
Well, can I bring out 2nd Ezra 6 and 9?
Yeah, go ahead. Get that.
2nd Ezra 6:9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that forward.
That's the old world, so that's the old world that will pass away, and the new heavens and earth, which we search for, the word of righteousness. Okay, the new Jerusalem, new earth. That's the new earth, the new rulership, the new where there's righteousness in the earth. Okay, this man don't have nothing good and nothing righteous set up in the world.
I got any other precepts we can wrap on.
Sure. Yeah, I got one.
This is Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left.
Few people are going to be left to start the world over in righteousness. Okay? And like we were saying, once all that fire is burned up with all them bad people, all that bad technology and all that bad whatever else is going on around, it's going to be a time of peace. I got something. Isaiah 14, starting at verse 7. Verse 7. Matter of fact, I'm starting at verse 6 to bring it into verse 5 to bring it to verse 4. Verse 4 to bring the whole perspective in. That thou should take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. The Lord Yahweh has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. They're ruling in wickedness anyway. Right? It says, who he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. And that's what we were talking about. He's been killing people with chemtrails, with the food, with the ideologies, with the philosophies, all types of angles. He has every angle, so that even the animals and everything else. Destroying the earth and the trees and everything else. He's just been destroying the earth with a continual stroke.
Yeah, dropping bombs, bomb strikes. You know, Israel just attacked Gaza again. Or was it Palestine? It was one of them.
It was Palestine. Because they shot something toward near Tel Aviv. Yeah.
Esau is destroying the whole planet.
He that ruleth the nations in anger is persecuted and not hindered. Right? So after he goes, he comes out of power and things are set right. Verse 7, it says, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Okay, the fir trees that was at peace. Once all this bullshit is taken off earth, we're going to be at peace. We're going to finally get a real true exhale. You know, we're going to true exhale that finally. You're going to sleep, I can breathe, I can drink water, I can do all these things.
What's that you reading?
Isaiah 14.
Isaiah 14.
Yep, it says, they break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou hast laid down, since thou art laid down, no feller is up against us.
Yeah. Feller is somebody that
lumberjack
down.
Yeah.
Man. You know, Esau, that's all he does. Chop down trees.
And that's twofold because the Lord compares us to trees.
Yeah.
So, you know, sometimes.
Yeah.
So that ultimate feller is Esau.
We're gonna be able to breathe it. If he ain't got a man left to chop down the trees, we got trees that we can, you know, that filters the air for us, so we can have the oxygen. You know.
And then the other stuff, like, but to add to that, now that filter's happening, but then there's no more chemical plants pushing out the pollution. So that's cutting that off of something. You know, that how fresh is the air really gonna be? Hey, you go to these like in the Northwest, your brother knows, you go to the Northwest, there's a lot of rain and lush greenery, forest and all that. The water in the air is way better up there.
Montana, them areas.
Not the best. Not like it's gonna be in the kingdom, but it's way better than these inner cities, man, way better.
They have some places in the world where Esau hasn't completely defiled, where it's, you know, it's still nature, is, you know, it's beautiful, but where we inhabit, it's all fucked up, man.
So with that, we'll close. We'll give all praise, glory, and honor due to you.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Harakakadash.
To the tabernacle of David, those who elect, we're going to say shalom.